Yes, we are now.
Okay, now we're recording.
Yeah.
What's shaking, gentlemen?
Not much. Just chilling.
Yeah, chilling.
Friday.
I'm like chair that's 3 inches off the ground.
I actually, I can't complain because I've inherited this stuff, but this chair's kind of weird. It's almost like really tight in the lumbar area. So I guess maybe that's by design, so you can't get too comfortable while you work, maybe.
Is the chair tight or are you getting big? You gaining that weight?
I want to milk this for a little bit longer because I think you summed the whole situation up best. Plus, I think I might have mentioned when we were all on, I'm like, I love a challenge, like more than fucking most. And if I know that somebody's coming after me, like it's game over. Like every time. I don't lose.
This motherfucker's gonna have to go on a fast, like a 3-day fast before Foxtoberfest.
Yeah, well, he's gonna starve himself.
But I did.
Hey, Gary, why aren't you stopping at Buc-ee's? Why aren't you getting those brisket sandwiches? Oh fuck!
I'm gonna show up, lean, mean, fighting weight, like fucking show ready. No, I did message Chris the other day though, and I think in the middle of my message I might have been coughing or something. I'm like, sorry, dude, I just stopped and got my biscuit, pork tenderloin, egg, and cheese sandwich that I get on my way to work.
Yeah, you're gonna win.
Yeah, dude, do not underestimate the power of a challenge in my life.
Wash down with a beer.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get another challenge going then, Mr. Challenge.
Okay, I don't know how many I need at once, but what else are you thinking?
I don't know. We can think of something. What do you think, Tom?
We'll
It's
see.
gotta be car related.
Car related?
Yeah.
I'll come up with something before the end of this.
Okay. I don't know if I threw the tail end of the story in when I was telling you guys the story about tipping the scales at 205 or whatever I was, and my mom called me a fat fuck. Well, the instant reaction, like I almost couldn't sleep for the last 2 nights that I was back at mom's house visiting, because then I was going back to college. The instant I pulled into town, I went to the fucking gym. Like, didn't even go home. And the other side of a challenge for me is when it comes from people I respect, it's a whole nother level. Like, it's fucking on. Come hell or high water.
Maybe you do need to add the C to the end of KASL. KASL Challenge.
Right.
Start a reality TV show.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like a super tall fucking tumbler you're drinking.
I was thinking the same thing. What's in that?
Just water. I haven't had a lot of it today, so
I didn't know if it was just the camera angle, but then I'm like, shit, that thing's tall.
I'm still working my way through my inherited cornitas there, Tommy boy.
Really?
Yep. I told Chris, I said, I got to get these things drank before somebody wants to come over for a beer. They're going to be like, what the fuck kind of panty waste drinks these things?
Dude, everybody. Those things are the best.
Well, when I had him on the pod last time, I was showing up with 2 every time because I'm like, which is actually kind of dangerous because then you're not getting yourself into, like, what's a can of beer? 10 ounces?
I don't know.
Well, those cornitas are 7.
Yeah. Right, they're the best. No, and then you gotta be more. What's like a soda can? That's
what I'm kind of referencing.
12.
12?
I think a can's the same as a bottle, isn't it? It's got to be 12.
12 ounces.
Yeah, because like if you're doing Miller Lite, like aluminum bottles, those are 16s. I can throw those down pretty quick too, especially with the wide mouth.
So 2 of them is 14, so it's actually more.
Well, that's kind of where I'm going with this.
A chance to get cold.
That's where I'm going with this. Is every time I went to the fridge, I'm showing up with 2, and 1 goes real quick, so 2 is going to naturally follow quickly too.
So I do more man shit than you, pretty much.
Oh, okay. I see how the math works here. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, they're just, well, they make you feel like a real man when you got it in your hand. I mean, that's kind of like somebody with small hands holding your dick for you. Like you just look like a fucking mangler.
Dude, I've been drinking those. I mean, I only really drink, like I told you guys, with you guys.
Yeah.
But it's always been nips for, I can't even tell you how long. I call them nips, like little 7-ounces, you know? They're fucking great. Don't tell me you don't like them, too.
Well, they're just a little too quick for me.
I mean,
they're like an appetizer.
They're like, no, they're back pocket friendly.
Yeah, but
That's
you just
true.
like, it's like one sip and they're done. So it's just like, you know what? I just need a quick hit. Let me grab one of these nippers or whatever you're calling
Yeah, but
them.
you're walking around a car show, you're hanging out with your boys, one in each back pocket, you barely notice they're there, one in your hand, good to go.
Oh, like you got 3 in the chamber at all times. Like you're ready.
Right.
Yeah. I like it.
See how I'm trying to sell this?
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely not they don't last very long. They go pretty quick.
It's funny.
Quite honestly, I don't know that I'd ever seen them. Well, no, that'd be a lie because like they can be ornamental in like a drink, you know, like one of them slushy Bellini things, and they'll have one like hanging out of the side of it.
Yeah,
Or like a beer garita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the only time I'd ever seen them. Outside of that, I've never known anybody to show up with a box of them. So
it's not like I show up with 2. I always bring a case.
that's true. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Not coming empty handed.
Right. Dude, so how much business you got?
So still working on the same 2 cars that I've had now for a couple weeks, I guess. The coupe I've got quite a bit of its parts, but thought that I'd probably get the other one done before I jumped onto the coupe. And the coupe's not a panic. Neither really are, but I'm on a bit of a roll with the vert. Actually, it's funny you bring this up because I was just about to say to you guys, I'm like, I have challenged myself today. I'm just about ready to start lifting the valve covers off this thing, plan them on, right? So tight tolerances and fucking around, whatever. And the reason that I want to go about it that way is because this car has been a bag of mysteries. Someone has siliconed that plenum on there and silicone the throttle body, the fucking coolant crossover, like all of that shit has silver silicone oozing out of it.
They probably just didn't want to buy a gasket kit.
Yeah.
There's a gasket in there too.
Oh,
Well, they probably reused the original.
yeah. Just didn't.
And siliconed it.
There's people that, like, don't get me wrong, I'll skim coat a lot of gaskets too, especially when we're talking water pumps and stuff. Although the water pump, I'm like actually thinking about just saying fuck gaskets and just using silicone on them. Like, but with that said, like, do you think the lower intake's ever been off on that motor, or is that like the next liability of something to like burst and start puking oil?
Yeah, I would doubt that lower's ever been off of it. I know for sure I was the first one to pull the transmission, guaranteed.
Like, you could leave the upper plenum on and take the lower off if you're really good and just leave it all as one big piece. But that, like, while you're in there, like if you're doing all this other shit and that lower intake gasket hasn't been done, like, there'd be nothing worse, dude, than fucking hand the car back and season later he thinks his rear main's leaking, but it's really everything coming from up above.
Well, I'm not of the opinion that is the case. I feel quite confident in that, but this car showed up with like 4 or 5 things, and I have a full 4x8 whiteboard full of points, most of which we're tackling on this go around, and he's kind of going like, holy fuck. I'm like, you said fix the oil leaks. Turns out there's more than one, like.
So, like, do you have like seal or bearing at the back of the transmission, like pinion seal, like, are any of these other things leaking, or were you just oil pan rear main seal?
Yeah, which are the 2 so far that have been done. And then the driver's side, left-hand side valve covers leaking, so I'm not going to do just one. Yeah, Like it's just kind of turned into it actually is, quite honestly, I've thought this a few times as I'm in the middle of it. Like, this car is the definition of while you're in there. Like 150%.
You want to know what I've learned when you're in the situation that you're in? It's quicker to pull the fucking motor.
I'd get to that point, to be honest.
Like, if you have, and this goes, I'm just going to generalize for any fox body that somebody buys this day and age. It's got an original style motor in it, that's got any type of goo buildup around the timing cover, rear main leaking, signs of just like more than 2 leaks from somewhere that have happened or are happening, quicker to pull your fucking motor out. And you are going to disassemble. You're probably going to end up rebuilding the motherfucker, because while you're in there is the harsh reality. But like, who the fuck wants to do all that work and then the timing cover gasket fucking lets loose in a year?
Right.
And like, I rather, you know what I mean? Like, look at what you had to do to change the oil pan gasket and get and do all that shit. And then imagine having to do, like, it's pretty much, in fact, it's worse. You got to pull a fucking balancer. By the way, how's the rubber on the balancer?
I don't want to look. I don't think the customer wants me to either.
Oh boy.
So, okay, while we're on this topic, boys, this is actually pretty solid, like box body ism type stuff. I'll do a little screen share with you, and I'll kind of tell you the story as to how this oil pan ended up coming off.
Yeah, I want to know why you opted to take, don't get me wrong, seeing all the sludge and shit that was in there in the end, but why did you opt to pull it totally?
Completely out? Okay,
Yeah.
and that's great. It's amazing sometimes how our conversations unfold, because that's exactly the story I'm about to tell. So I guess this is kind of like a live play-by-play for you. So I get the new rear main seal in there, and on the driver's side back corner of the pan, the seal is like leaking its way out. Like, it wants out and it does not want to do its job anymore, right? And I'm like, oh man, how bad is this, right? So, and I'm thinking to myself too, do I even want to pull on it? But I can definitely tell that this is a problem area. I'm like, oh shit, because I keep in mind too, this is a car that showed up with 4 or 5 issues, and now we're on like issue 19, you know? So anyway, in the back of my mind, I also have like this image all over the back half of the oil pan where the whatever kind of, I almost want to call it like an enamel that was used on this oil pan, because it's like a 32nd of an inch thick. And it is, the best way to picture this in your mind is it looks like a desert image of dirt all cracked that hasn't seen water in years. That's what this enamel is doing. So that's also in the back of my mind. And as I kind of pull on that gasket, I'm like, what are the chances that the top side of this pan, like the sealing surface, is also, or was also, covered in this enamel shit, and it's all cracked up and along the top of the gasket surface? So, and this is all unfolding at like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to pull this pan. I really, really don't. I don't think the customer wants me to either. Because again, we showed up for 4 things. We're now on 19, right? Well, anyway, I'm like, I can't leave this. Plus the transmission's out. Like, this is the time, right? So the definition of while you're in there. And then I look at the motor mounts. I'm like, all right, fuck it. Better jump on AutoZone Pro and order those too, right? Because the motor's fucking got to get lifted up. Anyway, I'm glad I did what I did. So pan drops, and I start feeling around the top side of the gasket, or the top side of the pan, the sealing surface. It's all cracked. It's got that enamel shit on it, and it's all folded over and finned up. And then I get looking at the gasket, and it, like, the shit is so strong that it actually cut holes in the gasket.
I wonder
Like
if
this,
it's like a fucking hard undercoating or something they sprayed on it.
I'll show you some pics of it here in a sec. So yeah, it's almost like the weed that can grow through concrete. That's what this shit was doing.
Like a rattle can spray bed liner.
Dude. So okay. Here we go. Here's more inner oil pan photos. Okay. How do I zoom in on this? There we go. Look at the whole top ceiling like that is enamel. Like fucking, I don't even want to call it powder coating. It's not. It's like you can catch it with your fingernail and it'll chip off.
I bet you that's fucking. I bet that's bed liner, dude.
Well, it's the Ford gray that pans come. I can't for the life of me try like make any sense of why Ford, like granted, engineering may not be involved with the day-to-day of like manufacturing, but somebody should have stepped in while this was going on and said like, whoa, what are we doing here?
Are you sure the pan's never been off before? If all the other gaskets have silicone?
That was the original gasket on it.
You know what that sort of looks like to me is, I think it's Murray that makes a gasket, or when you get a thermostat from Murray, you get the gasket and it's got like that peel away tape with the glue on it. So that way it sort of sticks.
Oh yeah, I know
your
you're talking about.
thermostat from dropping down into the housing, and it's got like that same style of texture. Like I'm wondering if it's like a glue that they used or sprayed on to kind of keep the gasket in place during assembly, and they happen to like, or maybe they got really wild with it and it like went over the pan as well, or reacted with the paint or something. I don't know.
Okay, so decent guess, but more to the story. And actually, I think there's probably more in these photos too, but I can show you.
So you actually know what this shit is?
I don't know what it is. No. So now that the pan's on a chunk of cardboard, right? Pull out the scraper. This stuff's flaking off everywhere. And now maybe just a little bit of the back tail too. I thought, well, the pan's just whatever, sitting there in the cradle of the K member. I'm like, do I just try and clean this thing up where it is? Because I know what I've got in front of me here, right? Like possible oil pump removal, for sure pickup removal, and it's going to be just a game of, fractions of a human hair to get this fucking thing out. Speaking of which, I had some asshat comment on my post on Facebook going, oil pan gasket, fuck all to it. I'm like, hey, if you can tell me it's fuck all to it, I'll hire you tomorrow. Show me how it's fuck all to it. Okay?
Man, this is probably the same dude that told me it was an hour job to change the timing cover gasket.
Holy Christ.
I told him the same thing. Like, come on, I'll hire you tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, I did the snooping, right?
Facebook, man.
Oh God. I went on his profile. He's got 3 profile pictures, all of sunsets. I'm like, you're fucked, buddy. Like, show me your car,
Right.
So anyway, moving forward, boys, it's almost as if, now this is just me hypothesizing, like this to me resembles like blowtorch style heat that has made paint react this way, or a reaction to chemical, like something to that effect. So anyway, all of this comes off with a scraper, and then where it starts like clearing itself up, now I'm getting after it with a die grinder with a DA disc on it, and now I'm like just throwing powder everywhere, like powder coat reacts to when you're buzzing it off of something. So, and the whole pan, the whole ceiling surface of the pan was like this. So it went from cracking shit to like solid, probably the form that it was expected to stay in for its whole life. So anyway, moving along with, oh yeah, here's just more of a close-up of that debacle. Yeah, and the shit in the bottom of that pan was awful. Nothing like magnetic. So this led to a couple more conversations of like, hey, what are we doing with this car? Because this thing, the oil pan in it, probably resembles like a mail van's oil pan. Just stop, go, idle, stop, go, idle. You know, like what has gone on here? Plus, the clock on this car's got 40,000 miles on it. Like this doesn't look like a 40,000 mile oil pan or bottom end. So anyway, yeah, here it is all cleaned up. Just buzzed all that shit off the top side of it, even the stuff that was stuck to the front of it. And yeah, like I say, like I was covered in that gray dust with the stuff that was stuck to the front of it. It almost looked like when you're buzzing through Bondo.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, really, really weird shit.
I'm sure someone listening or watching is going to know what that is.
You can kind of even see it here on the inner edge, right? So anyway, I guess long story short is like probably, well, not probably, 1,000% good thing that the pan came out. So to answer your question, buddy, I don't know how to get out of screen share now. There we go. That's why it came out. So it was one of those, like, you're cursing yourself for doing it. And then as it comes out and you see what's unfolding, you're like, this had to happen.
I'm curious to see what underneath the valve cover is going to look like. Because I know you're saying it only has 40,000 miles, but that's sort of like how Foxidized, that I think was a 40,000 mile car as well. Sat in the heat of, yeah, sat in the heat of Florida and nuked it. Like, dude, I think because the last registration was in that car. The car was an 87 or 88. Like, dude, it was parked in like 93. Like that's and sat. And like you guys saw the sludge and everything that came like underneath those valve cover. Like it was as tall as the rockers were. Like it was disgusting. So I'm wondering if maybe just like to your point, heat, but like condensation and then just maybe like the oil breaking down, or I'm almost wondering like I know some of those shitty conventional oils have like a Varsol element to them to try and like keep things clean, but like what does that do over time, like when that shelf life and everything else starts going? And you know what I mean, so maybe there's a little bit more to it. Like maybe you're gonna find a bunch of shit up on the top end too, which I mean then you'll be fuck, I shouldn't have put the pan back on because you're gonna want to, you know, rinse it all out. But yeah, I'm curious, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. I know that the and this isn't a car that there's any questions on the history of it either. So it was purchased by the mom and dad of the current owner, and it did sit for a lot of years, which I don't know, like sludge. Yeah, I don't know. I've got thoughts and stuff, but I'm really just like grasping at straws. To me, like I say, this resembles a lot of short driving, not regular maintenance whatsoever. The other thing too, and I didn't realize this until I was trying to put the fucking stock H pipe back in that car. God damn it, I hate those stock H pipes. But anyway,
they're fine if you cut the two hangers off.
Yeah, no, and I was maintaining hangers with this car. Like, I'm kind of painting it out to be like a bad car. It's just a car that's been neglected, but it's actually kind of been fun to like take apart and put back together, because this is a car that you can literally read the Ford manual and every fucking bolt, sticker, everything's in place. Like it's like working on, it'd be like being in a Ford dealership in the 90s.
How long did it sit for, Gar?
So the guess is like 10 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Probably about right. Like 10 years, then someone goes out and starts it just to like, oh, okay, yeah, it's still running. And then, you know what I mean? Doesn't move it or doesn't even let it heat cycle properly. And then, oh, we don't need to change the oil because we're just whatever firing
Storing
it up. You know what I mean? And there's probably a lot of that for 10 years, if any, you know?
Yeah. You took the words right out of my mouth. So a long point form text message was sent, and I said, hey, listen, I don't know how you do what you do with your cars and stuff like that. I'm not pointing fingers. Maybe this was your mom and dad. I don't know what happened here, but I'm like, if you're one of these guys, and I know this is a controversial topic, but I'm going to bring it up anyway because I have my strong feelings about it. Oh, sorry. I should tell you the story as to how this all came to be. So the oil pan, everything, that's all fresh in my head. Then I'm trying to fight this H pipe back in, and the flow tubes are welded to the mufflers. Fine, no worries, whatever, but more of a fight to try to get everything to fit back in there. Well, I've got the hanger started and I'm towards the back of the H pipe, just doing the full body press to try to get this thing to move forward. And I bang the backside of the H pipe off the flow tubes and I feel something go down my back. Like, what the shit could this be? Well, it's like rust and chunky corrosion coming out of the flow tubes. So I'm like, God damn it. This poor car is one of these cars that goes out and gets idled in a fucking cold garage in the winter and shut down, and it's full of moisture. And this is the controversial topic. This is my thoughts on it, folks. You do you, but I am not a supporter of the whole garage warm up idea. If you're going to warm your car up, go out and take it out and blow all that moisture out of it. Get it up to operating temp. Don't just go sit there and let them idle. That's not good.
What do you think? Is just sit in the wintertime, just let them sit?
Let them sit. 100%. I think you're better off. Unless you take it for a drive. Like, get the exhaust moving, blow all that moisture out of them, get it up to temp, then bring it down or bring it back, let it cool itself down and shut her down. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the whole like idle them up in the garage to kind of lube the seals. I think you're doing more harm than good.
What do you think, Chris?
I think you leave them alone. Like, this is coming from if you're in an area where there's salt on the roads and you can't drive them and you're just going to get a bunch of salt and shit on the underside. Like, that's not worth it. Like, if whatever, I guess, well, here's kind of the opposite, right? Like, some people don't drive their cars in the summer because it's too damn hot. You know what I mean? You can still on a cooler morning or evening start it up and, you know, rip it down the road. And it's the whole thing, right? Like, are you storing your car? You know, the weight of the suspension. What are you doing to avoid flat spots on your tires?
Yeah, it gets convoluted quick.
How long does fuel really last for? You know what I mean? Like, the reality is, if you have good fuel in your car, like, I had a guy bring me his car and he was like, oh, it hasn't run forever. You know, fuel's old. I'm like, well, how old? He's like, a year. And like, I dropped the tank and I'm like, the fuel, it smells fine. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to want, if it's a boosted car, you're not going to want to go wide open throttle on it, but you could easily burn that old fuel out of the tank, you know, like, the other big one too, is like, a lot of people, like, and again, in Canada, right? Like, people would be like, oh, okay, I don't have indoor storage. And, you know, that's fine. You know, then people want car covers and all this stuff. And I'd say no car cover. Let the snow cover it and don't fucking touch it. The snow is a great insulator. It's going to actually keep the sun from, you know what I mean, beating in on the inside or fading anything, and just leave it the fuck alone. Just let it sit there versus a tarp that's going to flap in the wind, flap against your paint. I mean, and
there is some evidence that certain covers are no good.
Oh yeah, man. Well, all those cheap ones, right? They're like, oh, they keep the moisture out. Like,
they keep the moisture in.
I've seen those ones, like those shitty ones that don't allow the moisture like through. Like, that actually, I've seen interiors of cars go moldy as a result of using one of those. They're like, you're cocooning, and like, you do that parked on concrete, the underside of your car will be surface scaled. Like, it won't rot through per se, but like, there's a weird reaction with concrete and cool versus warm air that happens. And that's when you start getting a lot of, like, you know, those white spots that'll show up, like, especially on like cast on your accessory drive and stuff. Like, concrete expedites that.
I watched a whole like a whole video on this actually. And a lot of things that people do to store cars, they should do the opposite.
Yeah.
Well, put it this way. Think about the classic barn find. Think about the amazing condition cars that were literally in a barn on a dirt floor that were kept out of the sun. They might have 2 inches of fucking dirt on them and maybe a mouse nest on the inside if it wasn't sealed up properly, but rust free. You know what I mean? No worries, versus the guy that parked on, in a garage that was not climate controlled on concrete, you're probably worse off than in a barn and just letting the natural, temperature do its thing instead of like cocooning or
Well, that's
creating
why they say, like
greenhouses.
like professionals who do barn finds, that if you watch their videos, like they tell you that you're supposed to leave your windows cracked like an inch, not closed,
Yeah.
because that's how mold grows, because there's no airflow. Like,
Yeah.
less likely for your car if you're storing it long term. I'm talking like 15 years.
Yeah.
Like, leave windows cracked, even in the wintertime. Like, if you have
Yeah.
a high humidity area, that's how you get mold and shit, because the air can't
Well,
move.
I leave the windows down in my shop. Like someone mentioned it in my one video, and I'm like, to me, and especially like if something gets in there, I feel like it's more likely that it will leave if something got in versus like that little mouse that gets inside and then it like grows overnight and then it can't fucking get out or
Right.
something. I don't know. That's just
Yeah,
me.
the big thing is mold, though, with
Yeah.
windows down.
Yeah. Another thing I was gonna, I guess maybe expand upon what you were saying there, Chris. That I think anybody that kind of knows this stuff is, but a firm believer in is like the shelf life of oil. Like just like fuel, just like anything, this stuff doesn't last forever. So if you go, oh, I only drove my car 500 miles this summer, like if you want to be on the top of your game and really doing what you should be doing and storing your car correctly, like just change the oil before you park it, and take it out for a little drive, make sure the oil's ran through the motor and everything else, and then park it, because all that shit, I don't know. There's a lot going on inside a motor, right? And I'm no oil pro, but these are just the things I've always done, and I've never had any problems.
Well, there's the people that'll say, well, how long is oil on the shelf at the store for?
Yeah,
But
there's that too.
that is a lot different than oil that's been open and now exposed,
Yeah.
run through a motor and introduced to, like, all you got to do is get an oil analysis report by Blackstone and you're going to see all the fucking shit that they test for in your motor oil, which is all the stuff that oil is being exposed to as a result of running through the engine.
Yeah.
So yes, there would be a shelf life. You know what I mean? It's like there's a bunch of catalysts that are now involved and that have been introduced into it that is going to make it's not the same oil that was put in a bottle and you know
sealed.
what I mean, and stored on the shelf for sale.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So yeah, anyway, that kind of got real long-winded, but yeah, this thing has had all kinds of interesting stuff. And I mean, I guess at the end of the day, the sludge is still a little bit of a mystery. I don't really know how that's caused. Like I say, I've got my theories, but I guess it's just a perfect example of like a really nice low mile clean car that has sat. And I guess the final answer to this whole thing is like, don't let them sit. Or, if you're going to let them sit, set them up for sitting and just let them sit.
Yeah.
So
tell me, I was going to say, how sexy is that white and blue interior?
Oh, dude, it's tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I like, other than for me, and this is like, a personal love of mine, like I love a two-tone green gray, but I think like after spending some time, because I've only ever seen this combo in photos, I've never seen it in person. After spending some time around this car, I think if I had a green gray, same mileage up against like this and both were being offered to me, I would lean towards the white and blue.
Right. I
It's
think
a cool combo.
It's the best color combo that they ever made, in my opinion. Like
in a vert, 100%. It's pretty cool, Tom.
I can't get on this trade.
Yeah, like it's one of those things. I mean, I say this about a lot of combos actually. Like it's not one that I would have like, made sure I was at the order desk at Ford at 8 a.m. the day that, this combo was released. It's not one of those, but this is a combination that I don't know. There's just something about it. It's super nostalgic. It's a little wild. You don't see a lot of it at all.
Oh.
And yeah, to see one in like decent shape, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean it's cool to see.
All right, Tom. If you owned a convertible,
I wouldn't, but okay.
no, if you owned a convertible, what would the spec be, inside and out?
Can I just put two cars together that we all know?
Sure.
I would stalker vert outside.
Okay.
Black on black.
Yeah. And I got it, and not to sound like whatever, but I got to kind of go with Dom's interior on his red vert.
So black on black on black, triple black.
Yeah.
Well,
But
that's
I
what
like
the stalker is.
No, it's different. If you're talking just colors or the whole setup.
Well, the setup. So all I'd have to do is throw some Recaros in there, and you're done.
No way, dude. He's got all that custom shit on his dash.
The carbon
Put a
fiber.
monster tack?
No, there's no monster tack in that car, is there? No.
Shift light.
No, dude, where he put his Holly screen and shit.
Yeah, he's got the gauges, lots
It's
of
been a
gauges and
while.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's sick.
Okay,
dude.
so you're going triple black is what you're saying. That's all what I was looking for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and like, don't get me wrong, triple black is kind of the pinnacle. However, you know, like I don't know, it'd be maybe to put this in like female perspectives, it'd be like, you know, having some really rare one-off handbag and seeing some other broad with it. You're like, oh.
No, to me, Gary, it's just when it's a black car with a black top, it's got coupe vibes.
Well, yeah. I
Like,
know
there's
maybe
no
this is
hard line between the colors. Like it's got like coupe vibes to me.
well, what's funny about this, like if you kind of look at the psychology of how we're all looking at it. So I think Chris and I's psychology tends to like mirror each other. It comes from like some kind of European vibes. Because like the white paint with the blue roof is kind of an out there European sort of vibey thing. The white and blue interior, well, that just screams like 90s custom, even though it came from the factory like that, right?
Yeah.
All
Like
right,
it
how about
almost
this?
needs like tuck and roll seats, you know, like semi-style pillowy shit.
I don't know. I guess yeah. I mean, that's kind of probably where I would start, but maybe I'd.
All right, you
know,
got to
maybe I
pick
would
a color, bro. You can't have black
Why?
White,
because
black, and gray.
you said that you wanted black with a black roof, so it looks like a coupe.
I have to
So
actually. So, what colors am I not allowed to pick?
just black because you're trying to make a coupe out of the fucking vert. So no
All right,
black.
I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play because you guys want me to play. All right, let's build a vert. Reef blue,
Okay.
stalker front bumper.
Okay. Are you
Cobra-
silver bottom, two tone, or fully?
No two tone.
Okay.
So like Billy, I
Right.
forget who owned it before Billy, but like Billy's vert. Billy Oto's vert.
I'm building a car here, Gar. Hold on.
No, but I'm just trying to give everyone a mind's eye view of where we're going with this. Because that thing was it Reef? Or it was like a spin-off of Reef?
I don't
That's the
think
one
it's-
with the white and pink
Billy-
interior, right?
That car's sick. Yeah, it was Calvin's car.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Black roll bar in it.
Yeah, that car's sick. All right, so let's go. I'm outside my box, right? Outside my black, silver, gray, white. Reef blue, stalker front bumper, ultra clear smoked headlights, right?
Right.
Stock hood. We'll do. I think maybe we'll do the same decklet that's on the stalker vert with that lip. I like that wing. Right? Cobra rear bumper, LX taillights, smoked. What would I do interior wise? Black top. I would tint all the windows, including the windshield, like a smoked look, not tint, like a light smoked. If it's reef
Yep.
blue, maybe like I'm not sure about wheels. That I'd have to kick around.
Chrome
but
or no?
No chrome. No chrome. You never see chrome in my life.
Are you gonna black them out with everything else tinted?
Yes, but I'm gonna do a slightly different shade reef blue caliper with black letters just enough for like maybe actually flat color with a gloss black writing on the calipers. We'll do a gloss black barrel with a satin black center on the wheels, and maybe a polished bolt, like a stainless bolt, because we would have stainless tailpipes and we want to match the color, bring it together a little bit. So there's got to be something to offset the stainless tailpipes.
Might have to throw that into like AI or something and see what it looks like, because like I can envision that on emerald green or like slightly darker than reef. And I can envision it if you told me calypso, but like the reef part is like throwing me for a loop with all the tinted and the black stuff.
Look,
I'm
sick.
just-
Trust me, I can see it in my head. Now let's go to the interior. Hold on. We'll do. What will we do? Seats. We'll go with some Recaros, but we're gonna get like the old pace car style seats. You know the that like black and whitish.
Yeah.
What do they call that pattern?
The zebra.
I guess we'll call it that for whatever. But we'll do that in like a reef blue color, and maybe a really dark gray with it, because there's 3 colors in those seats, right? Black, white, and gray, I believe, right? Or are they just black and white?
I think they might just be black and white. My
Okay,
Recaros have a gray in them.
That's probably what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
So the zebra ones, yeah, black and white. We'll do that with like a reef color. Momo steering wheel. We'll get rid of the yellow Momo. We'll make that reef. We'll get a custom shift knob with the name of the car on it on the side, and a cool shift pattern. No carbon fiber. Anything?
No carbon fiber.
Dakota digital. Right? I mean, we're getting there now.
Right.
All UPR trim pieces, but they'll have to be powder coated black like mine on my car.
Yeah.
I like that. No color in the mesh headrests too. I don't like that. It's got to be black. It's got to disappear a little bit.
I'm still hung up on the fact that you're warming up to something outside of white, black, or gray.
I've always said if there was a color, it'd be reef. I have always said that. I think I've even told Chris that.
Huh.
But that's my vert if I'm building a vert.
Right. I like it. Yeah, I'm just picturing that one. Like as you said, Calvin built it, and then Billy had it. There's another fellow's got it now. There's it's changed hands again.
Right.
That's a beautiful car.
I can't believe that car sold so many times, dude.
Yeah. Maybe is it
one of the nicest verts in the country, dude?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's stunning
all the time. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's maybe a case of like, mentally you want to vert, but then when you get to the reality, you're like, fuck this, give me a hard roof again.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. This thing is sick. I'm going to try to find a picture of this.
Because they are an animal in themselves. But yeah, some color in the life of Tom. That's interesting.
Yeah, I would just have to pick a wheel, though. That's the only thing. That would be the toughest choice for me. And color, but it would be black.
What, that one that Billy had, did it have like a brushed wheel on it?
It's right here. I think it was like gunmetal-ish.
Yeah, it wasn't a high glossy wheel, I don't think. Or maybe it had some.
No, it was a polished barrel with gray centers.
Okay. Yeah. That looked really nice together.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous car, dude.
Yeah. But it had a stock GT front bumper with a maker's lip, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, that's a good looking car.
Yeah. I'd say the only thing that's too much for me is the windshield frame.
What do you mean?
Was it all color matched?
Yeah, it's body colored.
Yeah, it should be black. I agree. I can see what you're saying.
Like even on the summer editions, like the yellow cars, because all that, actually even the trim around I don't know if the hockey sticks and shit on the rear quarters on that car are painted body color as well, but like that's too much.
Yeah, I think black would look better. But it looks good, man. I like it.
No,
yeah,
that's a beautiful car, man. I think the first time I saw it was at Chocolate Fox.
Yes. probably, because I think that was the first time I saw it. The year you
What
had-
motor?
year
What
you-
motor's in that car?
It's just, I think it was, I don't know. It's a push rod motor.
Was it?
Yeah, it's a push rod. I think he's had a Hartman on it, maybe. Let me look
Oh yeah, I think it did too.
if I remember correctly. Yeah, it did. Hartman on it. Yep.
Huh.
It's like a bread box.
Super cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it's a 306, 330. I don't know any of that. I just know it's a push rod motor with a bread box on it.
It was
And it
hard
has,
to cool.
has got the NPD steel cow hood, which I love, by the way. That
Right.
1-inch steel cow hood is sick. I just
Yeah.
wish the underside was finished.
Right.
I would buy that hood in a second. It fits so good.
Okay, so that's the only vert you're doing. You're not messing
Well, I'm not
around
allowed
with
to have black.
that or a black.
If I'm not allowed to have black, yeah.
Oh, I
Then
see.
then I'm going to do it reef.
Okay.
I
What
would
would
like
you?
to see. I'd like to see a War Admiral vert, like all fucking black. Like it's pretty much you just have to take the stalker and put black wheels on it.
Well, yeah, pretty much. I guess. This stalker got a rear Cobra on it.
It's got the old school GT free air bumper that I like kind of hack the center out because it used to like I don't know, like go underneath the gas tank. Like it would almost be like a gas tank cover, and it had like these 3 ridges.
Right.
And I had it like that on my silver car, and then when I put it on the stalker, I cut that section out, and then I like put I don't know, like a bar across the bottom and put mesh in there. So like
So
that's the
I
only
got,
thing. What's that?
so I got a cool idea. I'm sorry not to cut you off. Finish. Go ahead.
Yeah, like that's the only like if I had to redo something, I would probably want to try and redo that rear bumper somehow, but like at the same time, it's like a memory of nostalgia way back in time because that was the first car that my painter Boogie, he let me paint, like he showed me how to paint on
Right.
that fucking car. And like that's when I put the stalker lower on the GT upper, and you know what I mean? Like there was just a lot of firsts with that car when I was fucking around trying to do custom stuff. And like although it's not, perfect, but you know what I mean? It's the sentimental aspect of it.
Yeah, but I mean, you could always save the bumper.
Yeah.
Like that car needs black tailpipes.
I feel like I would like to like find a way. Actually, you know what bumper would be ideal is if Jason ever makes that fucking Cobra bumper with the quad tips.
No. You think I'm not saying I don't like that bumper, but on the Stalker vert,
You get like some really aggressive slash cut shit out the back.
yeah, it could look cool, I guess. I just envision that, like, I really like the Cobra bumper with when you can see the pipes on a vert.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you put a Cobra bumper on it with some black pipes, like at least because right now the tailpipes are so low in the back, like they fucking hit everything.
Yeah,
Everything on that car hits everything.
Then we could etch them.
Yeah, it's a. I don't know.
Oh, go ahead, Tara. I'm sorry. My mind.
I was gonna say I have a hard time envisioning it any other way. I don't know. After you spend some time around that car, right? Like it's just. I guess, like you're saying, Chris, you're coming at it from like the nostalgic side of things, but I mean, from an outsider's perspective, you kind of look at it and you go like, shit, like, this isn't a car that you could get. And, to your point, Tom, be like, I wouldn't have done this and I'd do that. And like the car just kind of works.
Yeah.
And I would change some shit on that car.
Yeah. Like to me, the only thing I would change is I'd put Recaros in it, and I would deviate away from all the white face with the phantom gauges but it's like it all works. It's all the nicer stuff. So it's like I think my climate control faces are even the white face as well.
And that's nostalgic shit.
I know. So it's like, you know what I mean? I could just for the sake of saying so, but I'm like, Recaro's is really the only thing that I think.
All right, so hear me out. Like, I've thought about this for a couple years now.
All right, I sell Tom the car. This is what Tom does.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just
Okay,
saying.
Dom buys the car, and then you force Dom to do the following.
All right, so we get the Stalker Vert, and we decide we're going to give it a makeover, right? But it's to me, it's just like a rear bumper, black tailpipe. Like, let's do some gloss black barrels with some satin black centers, right? Kind of deal on the wheels. Which Chris has the wheels, he just needs to have the balls to powder coat them a different color than silver. Right? I mean, let's just be honest.
You're saying you'd keep the Borbettes, you would just powder coat them.
Yes, I told you this already, and you're like, not these Borbettes. I was like, make those wheels black. Not these Borbettes. Buy them, and you could do whatever you want with them. I probably still have the text. But all right, so picture the Stalker Vert completely murdered out, freshened up, right? Some new taillights, some LED taillights in it, smoked. And then the top down, which you never do. But let's change up. Let's just do this. Let's take the headrests and send them out. And the webbing, right? In the headrest. There's webbing in those headrests, isn't there?
Yeah.
Let's cut that out.
And you're going to cut fucking factory mesh halo headrests out?
I don't give a fuck.
You're a lunatic.
You know what I would do?
Let's get a non-meshed pair of headrests.
However you want to do it. It's got no sentimental value to me. Right?
It's not sentimental, dude. It's like I can sell those motherfuckers for good money.
If this is my car, right? So then I'm cutting that shit out or buying whatever Malaysian fucking headrests, however you want to put it. But I'm going to have them sew it in there, but look like a spider web.
Right. Then you're going to put a spider in there?
No, just like a very subtle web style. Not like I would actually start the spider web in like maybe a corner so your eye doesn't instantly think spider web and have it branch out or something cool like that. But like real something subtle. Like this thing's all murdered out. Looks like death on wheels, dude. So like let's own that shit.
Yeah, it does kind of give you like that Grim Reaper vibe, right?
If it's my car, right?
Yeah. See, I'll tell you why I can't do the black wheel thing, because I feel like black wheels have a place, and yes, they look good when shit's completely murdered out. However, it would take away, I think, of the effect of how that car rolls down the road and you see it. Because with the silver wheels, literally looks like switchblades fucking going through the wheel wells.
I mean, I understand your point, but I don't know, bro. I think
and like unless you see you got to see a black wheel in person too. Like I feel like photos never do it justice, you know? Yeah, but you got hardware and your lugs. Like at least there's some other.
You hate that?
I don't hate it. I'm saying there's a place for it. Like at least there's not just all black.
Right? Yeah, so you could do like you could like machine any I'm trying to think of the Borbettes. Is there any like hard edges on those?
They're all hard.
Like a line? Let me pull this up. Hold on.
You know what you would like is actually the newer design of the Borbette.
What type?
Type A. Because there's a black version and the edges are machined.
That's what I'm talking about. That shit looks sick. Oh shit, dude. They got these with bolts. There you go, bro.
Oh yeah. You can get motherfucking wheels to make those for you.
I know. They would look dumb as shit on my fucking car.
Well, let's get you a black Vert.
Yeah, let's sell Tom everything.
Whatever happened to that car that you and Mike were horsing around with?
Oh, dude, that's a long story. I'll tell
Oh,
you.
Black Magic? Or
Yeah,
whatever
I'll
that
tell you.
was?
No, it was the Capri.
Yeah, well, I thought it was
a
like a
little
Black Magic Capri.
RS
No,
thing.
it was RS Capri.
Oh.
79. Yeah.
Yeah, because wasn't that was supposed to be like an old school GT40 build or something?
Yeah. I'll have to tell you about that when we're not doing this. But no, that car had to go away.
Ah,
Yeah, but that's a whole story for another day.
yeah, because like going back to you and your personality and everything, like I think a vert is, like second or third down the list of things that I could possibly see like your personality gravitating towards. I see some sort of like all black GT.
No, I was talking about this last night. We did a pod last night, and I was asked this question, and it really would come down to I don't want to say too much, but all right, it would come down to two. There's two things, three, but two I'll talk about. It would either be a 4i coupe or a dash coupe.
I
Like
have those two things in one car for you.
Yeah, I know, but you don't though.
It's coming.
Right. So if I'm honestly that would be Gary kind of where I go with it.
Here, we'll
Would be a
inspire
4i
you.
coupe or a dash coupe. I know it is sick, dude. That is sick. I'm not gonna
But do
lie.
you want to like get as deep as you are in your current coupe in another coupe?
No. Mm-mm. I would either want like just a mild built push rod or just a NA Godzilla.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, I know how you are, and well enough is never left alone. So that's why I think some sort of GT, like something different, do a hatch or a vert, but I don't think your personality will gravitate towards vert. But do something hatch related and whatever. Let
So my
yourself run
mind goes
down
everywhere.
another.
Like one day, like it goes everywhere. Like I'm just gonna build a dash coupe, and then I'm like, maybe I should just do a 4i car. And then I'm like, maybe I should do this other car that I don't want to reference right now. But I'll tell you guys when we're done recording. And then, um, where my mind's been going lately, a car for Sam.
Yeah, because for some reason I thought that there was some connection there with that Capri.
No. But
Okay.
I'm still a few years away from that for Samantha. I'm really, if I'm being honest with you, like I'm pretty serious about a dash coupe. Unless the right 4i car came. But like you said, Gary, what scares me, like if we're being all honest about it, like all open, I am nervous about the rabbit hole
Yeah.
with knowing my personality. Like
Totally.
I would, like if I was to say buy hypothetically Chris's silver car, which I've thought about a lot more than people will probably realize. Like the best thing for me to do would be like, here's a picture of what I want the engine to look like. Don't give it to me until it looks like this. Right? Because I would have to almost get that car like and be satisfied with it.
That's why I think you should do a hatch, like something different, right? Or a little bit of a different back end, and just let yourself go on another haywire journey with it.
Yeah.
I think
don't
you
know.
should go for the vert.
Jesus Christ, what do you guys I got a silver dash to sell you. And I got I got a 4i dash to sell you. Get a Ver, get a hatchback, get a GT.
I got an S95. I'll sell you too. Shit.
Get well, there's whatever, dude. I need to smoke a cigarette. I'm getting stressed out.
Oh, boys, I got something else we can do a little show and tell. I've sent these pics to Chris, but we haven't like kind of gone back and forth on any of this yet. So my buddy that I sent the convertible and the 79 down to before we knew that all of our move was going to become a reality. He's got it's a new Edge. shit, I don't know the exact year of it, to be honest with you, though. Maybe it's an 01. Anyway, new edge vert. It's a relatively rare green color, almost like a kind of like an army green, I want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And shit, now I got to find the damn pictures. Oh, here it is. So, I went over to his house there last weekend and helped him set up a lift. Actually, we tore it down out of the guy's house he bought it from and then set it up in his place. I guess I'd lay on the sword putting my own lifts together, and now all of a sudden it's, hey, Garrett knows what he's doing. Want to come help me put a lift in? So anyway.
How'd that go? Oh, I saw the video.
Yeah. No, it went good. Okay, here, let me share the screen with you. So, here's some of the oil that came out of that white vert, but that's a whole nother. We don't need to revisit that. Okay. So this car is on air, and he kept telling me, well, every time I was over there at his place, whatever, the car was sitting there all aired out and stuff, and it sits low. But a new edge can kind of mislead you because it is kind of a deeper bodied car. So it almost like tricks your eye into thinking that it's lower than it really is. But like this car always looked stupid low as well. Well, anyway, we get the hoist built, and well, now we got to try it out, right? So car comes on, and he had told me, actually, and I'd even taken a knee and confirmed this. He's like, dude, I can literally put the K member of this car on the cement floor. I'm like, fuck, are you kidding me? Like that low? Yeah, that low. So now we're on a 4-post hoist, and I mean, the sky's the limit, or the whatever, the ground's the limit at this point, because you got nothing down the center, right? So he airs this thing out. Dude, look at these A-arms.
Holy shit. This guy's Gordon Chris. Yeah. He's making you look bad, bro.
Arno, I can go take a picture of the stalker vert.
All I think of,
it's not even on air.
All I think of metaphorically when I see this is, you know, those people that can like pop their shoulder blades out.
Yeah.
like that's what's going on here. And dude, it doesn't get any, well, like, it's kind of hard to like say something about this. I want to say it doesn't get any better, but it does get better if you're into low. Like the diff hits the floor of the car.
Yeah, see, I'm curious to see. Maybe I should try and stick my phone under there, because that's the problem, right? Anytime I got the stalker vert up, it's drooped. The suspension's drooped. Like I've never had it on a 4-post to see,
right?
You know, where things are actually sitting at with the weight on it.
Could you even get under there?
I don't know. I'll try and stick my phone under there now, because right here. Let's see.
I think this guy's got you beat, bro.
Oh, dude, I think he does. Like, look at the cats.
He's gonna end up cranking that thing down tonight.
Dude, yeah, I know, right? Like, it's just, and I mean, like everything, pictures never really do it justice, but well, here's looking at it from the side.
Pretty low, dude.
Right? Like looking at it across the cats are half an inch off the ground.
Yup. Yo, question for you. What do you think? Do you think dash cars look good? Like if they're not low?
I don't know. I mean, I like low, right?
Yeah, but do they look good like if they're not, like, you know, how they came?
No, I think it's got to be low.
It does,
see, because like there's a psychological aspect of all this that I've done. Like most things, I've done some heavy thinking about. So I think the thing with low, and then when you overlay body kits with it, is like you're extending like the eye's appreciation of low, right? Like that's what a body kit's doing. It's making it look lower to the ground. And anytime you have something that it's almost like the two ingredients both have to be there. You have to be low, and you have to do, well, you don't have to do the body kit, But if you're doing a body kit, you got to be low as well. If not, you look like these guys running around town with like great big fucking 2-inch bushwhacker fender flares on stock wheels and tires.
Yeah.
Right? Like the two don't go hand in hand. If you're going to rock a fender flare, you better have a wide tire and wheel combo.
True story.
You know what I mean? Like it's
stupid.
if one happens, the other has to happen.
Chris, we've determined that guy's definitely lower than you, bro.
Yeah, but he's aired out. He can't drive like that.
I mean, low's low, dog.
I'm sending the pics to Gary. I don't know if he can throw them up on the screen.
I might be able to, finagle away into doing that.
You see this little line in my head right here? It's from my glasses.
Buddy, I've been noticing
will
this.
Not go away. When I put my glasses like this, there's like this permanent little fucking line.
Every time we stay with you guys, I started noticing that, and I wasn't sure if it was something that you even paid attention to in the mirror or whatever. But yeah, the old head to nose.
Like a little line. I don't know, bro.
You built yourself a mohawk.
I'm actually looking at these pictures myself, and I'm impressed.
Right?
Okay, I gotta
like how I can even drive this thing down the road.
Oh, he's impressed with himself.
I am.
Not the new Edge car.
Okay, I gotta find a way to download these to my phone and then get them onto the computer.
Yeah, this shit don't go away, Gar. It's like a permanent little line in my head.
Oh god, that is fucking low, dude.
I got a leak.
That's why
there's some witness marks there too.
That's why it took so long. You were taking the right angle to get the leak out of the pic.
He had to make that shit look good.
Actually, from the rear diff cover.
That front photo is pretty impressive, dude.
And if you look at where the steering rack's bolted in, you can see where it's like fucking scraped.
Okay, these will just take a sec to come into my computer. But so, Chris, we were just saying, dude, Tom's question was, do the Dutch cars, I guess you were just saying, like, do you think they look good? And I was answering it more from, sorry, I should say the whole question. Do you think they look good, not low? And I was saying from my, the way that my psychological mind works, I'm like, you can't, if you're going to be body kitted, you can't be body kitted and not low. And because it's kind of like, the reason being is.
What is low in this question, though?
You want exact numbers?
Well, no, I guess that's you got to factor that into, right? So what I was saying is the way I look at it is psychologically, a body kit is a way of like showing or making your mind think that the vehicle is lower to the ground than it is. And if you're going to be on the body kit side of things, you got to be low as well, because if not, you're the guy running around town with great big fender flares on his pickup and stock wheels and tires. Like, it's that analogy, right? Now, to your point, just so we're being fair across the board here, is, what's your definition of low? And I would say, a modest wheel gap, right? Like, I'm talking 3/4 of an inch at most.
Like, I think if there was a Dutch kit on the War Admiral the way it is, it'd be fine.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But dude, this is the thing, and
that's
this is
how
story.
It would look better a bit lower, but like, I don't know, dude. Like, I can take a picture of number 5 and number 9, like is.
So what's the ride height of those? Like to the quarter or to the fender?
Like, there's a gap. Like, they'd be, I don't know, like an Eibach spring.
Is that how they came?
Yeah.
Just kind of like standard issue lowered, like 1.5 inches.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Well, I can send that to Gary too, but
see, I think it's got to be lower than that.
Well, it's on a 15-inch or 16-inch wheel too. You know what I mean? So
See, but in my opinion, like that is like kind of the max of where you'd want to be as far as height's considered.
Right.
You don't want to be any taller than that.
Yeah.
That's where my scale.
You don't
is.
want to be any taller than.
That's the performance side of like, that's where you would want to be if you actually want your Dutch car to handle the way it was designed to.
No car should be over 25 and a half. From ground to fender.
To the fender?
Or
fuck,
ground.
I've never seen 25 in my life.
I'm saying that's the max. Like 25 and a half.
24 is a max.
Okay, boys.
Where you live.
We're finally loaded here.
All right.
That fucking thing is low. Jesus Christ.
The rear sway bar mounts, they're a fucking liability.
Are they 40 series on that, Chris?
What's that?
Are they 40 series on that? What are they?
No, they're the 3-chamber.
Fitties. Okay. Diff to floor.
So you can see where I took the hammer for the diff cover to the spare tire well.
Right.
Clearly, I took a hammer to it.
There it all is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at this.
That's insane. I mean, that's not fucking riding complete dog shit.
Dude, I did the video. Like, you would be like, don't get me wrong, it's not designed to ride like a fucking Cadillac, but
QA1
considered,
right?
It's actually quite impressive.
So that's the same front suspension that's in my car, and my car had the rear. Is that stage 2 QA1?
The rear's got the mod series with the external reservoirs.
Well, me, Steve, and Dom were group texting about this today.
And it's the shortest like housing you can get, because the first one that they sent me, I couldn't get the car low enough.
Right. And I told him, I'm like, dude, like the QA1, in my opinion, rides the fucking best, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my take on it. It really does. So it's probably not horrible, but damn, Chris.
I like those little grease nipple covers it's got.
Yeah, the covers probably blew off.
Dude, I can't believe you haven't smoked a rack and pinion.
I have. You can see it.
Right here.
Oh, yeah?
Here.
Yeah. Damn, dude.
Yeah, that's low. Okay, and there's one more. Oh, that's side angle of the rear diff.
That was me just trying to hold my phone up in there.
Yeah, she's low. Boy, if the underneath of that car could talk, hey?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
That's wild, dude. This picture's crazy.
Yes, it is. Hilarious.
Jesus.
Yeah, whoever works in an alignment shop would just be like cringing looking at
that. It'd be like just we can't do it.
We should bring it.
Like look at the nut for the nut on the tie rod, because it's the nylock. So I was trying to get obviously the tie rod to be completely in line with the control arm, so you can see it's not even into the nylock.
Jesus. Oh yeah, right here.
Yeah. But it's on.
Yeah, that would be a funny video. Be almost like one of the videos my kids watch, like the reaction videos.
Yeah. Hey, can you align this?
Mount a camera up underneath there somewhere.
Oh, dude. Yeah, having like a hidden camera, like for the shops that would take it on. Oh God, that'd be funny footage.
Yeah. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, proof of concept though, dude. You did it.
Yeah.
Dude, do you still have your lightning?
I do.
I haven't seen a thing at all. Like you've not posted nothing.
So I said I had seven 23-inch tires. So I had 4 No, 5 matching Nitto 555s, like the old ones, not the shitty Gen 2s that exist now. Like this is like fucking 15 years ago 555s, right? So I had 5 of those and I had 2 Contis. So the 555s were 295.30, the Contis were a 315.25, 23, and they were all old as fuck. So I was like, when I go through all those tires, or not all of them, like when I don't have anything to replace anymore, that's when I'm going to stop driving the truck and, redo it. So I've actually got 5 brand new Michelins that for whatever reason, 2 years ago, Michelin did a run of a 315, 25, 23. So I bought 5 and they're brand new. And obviously you don't want to wait too long because even tires not used will go fucking hard, but a lot better than the 15-year-old shit I was riding around on. So probably 6 months ago, I took it to the shop one day and actually I got home I went to the shop, went and picked up the motor that came out of the Cobra because I pulled it at the body shop. And when I got home, the right rear tire went flat the next morning. And then I looked and like on the inner sidewall, it was like a chunk of fiberglass, like thick, looked like a shark tooth right through the fucking sidewall of the tire. And I'm like, you got to be fucking shitting me. And that was my last replacement. So I had already been mismatched at that point. I was running the 315s on the back and the 295s on the front. And so that's it, dude. It's like it runs good. Like the mechanics at Mystery Motor is actually holding up, but the fucking thing needs paint. The interior needs to be redyed. The seats need to be redone. Like it.
Dude, remember the fucking Mystery Motor debacle? That was fucking wild.
Yeah.
That was a while ago too. Wasn't one like turbocharged or some shit?
So I blew the original motor blue. Then I got one off this guy named Hunter or some shit. And he was like published in 50 mags back in the day, like known for building these 5.4s. And now it's just like a hobby because dude's like 80 years old or something. And so I get a motor off him, put it in the truck. And for anybody that's never changed a 5.4 out of a Ford or in a Lightning, like they are a pain in the dick to fucking change. So put it in, get into my break-in miles are done. I'm all excited. First time I get into boost, lose compression in cylinder 4. Still couldn't tell you what it was, but I messaged him and I was like, listen, man, this is what happened. And he felt really bad. So he gave me as warranty this 5.4 Navigator motor, which came with 2 turbos and like it was sort of like mocked up, but a lot still needed to go into it. And I actually had the motor sitting in the truck. And then when I went to put my headers on, I noticed that the openings were different. So round versus oval. And I probably still could have run them. And then I'm looking at, I need to modify the steering shaft to be able to go around to make like clearance for turbos and stuff. And I was like, fuck this shit. And that's when I found that Harley truck that was the Cash for Clunkers saved thing that kind of just bounced around and kept exchanging hands that had no spark plug in cylinder number 1 for God knows how long. And that's the motor that's in the truck.
I remember you were pissed about that turbo motor.
Yeah. So, and then, you know what I mean? Like I had a whole bunch of extra stuff. Like I had old, stage 2 heads by I forget the name now. Old school shit, like cams, like all this stuff to like build up a 5.4 real nice if I wanted to, but like it's so old that I'm like, if this motor blows, I'm just gonna put a fucking Godzilla in it.
Yeah.
And be done with
it. Would you rather have a Mint Lightning or a Mint 03 Cobra?
Mint Lightning.
You, Gar?
Jeez, that's tough. I've been drooling over that one Josh got Like I hate to say this about it because it's such a beautiful car, but like red is my least favorite color choice. But I mean like an ultra low mile mint Cobra, like come on, just a no brainer.
What about an ultra low mile mint Lightning?
I know because I've always wanted a Lightning. Jeepers. So the choice is 2 ultra low mile Cobra. Oh shit.
Or Lightning.
I think I'd have to say the Cobra.
I think I'm taking a Lightning.
Yeah. What color? You're a dark shadow gray guy for the Lightning for sure.
I kind of like silver. Do they make them in silver?
Yeah, mine's silver. It's just patina now.
Oh. No, I think honestly, Chris, if I wanted a Lightning, I would look for a white one.
Yeah, white's nice, man. I always wish. Well, I had a white one for a little bit, and I was sort of like, do I? I mean, because the one I had actually Gare rode in it. It was a low mile, like it was a really nice fucking truck, and I was like, man, do I just keep this one, like throw my 23s on this and let go of mine? But then I'm like, man, then I got to like C-notch and go through all that stuff again. And I was like, fuck it. Mine owes me nothing at this point. So
right. Lightning or a new F-150?
Oh, Lightning all the way. I don't want the fucking nothing Coyote, dude.
I think I'd go Lightning too.
Yeah, that's a tough choice for me.
Well, I like not because of like, what guys are doing with them and their capabilities and stuff with that new Coyote motor. Like that's mind-boggling. I think it's just the nostalgic look of the Lightning that makes me lean more that way.
You like the retro shit.
Well,
I don't know, man. That would be a really tough choice for me. I think maybe the Lightning because I feel like you can get it lower easier. Am I wrong about that?
You're saying the Lightning over the Cobra or the new F-150?
Yes, actually. Did the new ones use blocks in the rear?
I don't know. I remember Jesse talking about his, and he said that was as low as you could go unless you did some other shit to it.
Okay, so maybe it's the same thing because on the Lightning, that's the same, I guess, roadblock is that, if you do hangers and shackles, then you just end up bottoming out. Like you'll hit the bump stops, the axle will hit the, pretty much the frame rails. So you got to flip the axle on the Leafs.
Right.
And then at that point, then you're C-notch in the frame. So that's how my silver one's done.
Yeah, I've always been, the Cobra, like 0304 Cobra, the Lightning, those are just like ultra iconic vehicles.
Yeah.
And I think they're even becoming more iconic now, but I don't know. They're just, they check a lot of boxes. They're good looking vehicles. Cause like I'm not always like ultra nostalgic. I mean, I guess maybe the older I get, the more I am, but those two cars for sure, I get super nostalgic, or car and pickup, I get super nostalgic over.
They're not cheap, dude, those Lightnings anymore, man.
Yeah.
Oh, they're like both probably around, they're fetching the same money, like in low mileage.
Yeah, they
like
are.
Really good condition.
Super comparable vehicles as far as like
purchasing.
Yeah.
And they make the same noises. I guess the only thing that you could argue is that obviously the Cobra is going to be a manual car, the Lightning's going to be automatic unless you do a manual swap to it.
I'm fine with that though for what it is.
Yeah. All right, man. The versatility of the Lightning is just awesome. And it's like it's quick enough to have fun in, but then it's like you can throw shit in the back and like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like,
great.
It's just, it was a work truck for me for the longest time.
Yeah.
Well, what was the other one you're thinking, buddy?
So Chris always talks about we know he's into fox bodies. He always talks about BMWs and Ferraris, right? Any other car he talks about, besides Fox bodies is European.
Minus the Lincoln.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take the Lincoln, and let's take actually, you're not allowed to pick a European car at all. Right? No
Yeah.
Fox body, no European cars. What car would you go to?
Brand new.
No, it could be brand new, it could be whatever.
Oh, I'll
Just
tell you right now.
Can't be European.
I will
Like in
tell you
Europe-
because I actually bought in. I'm hoping I win the motherfucker.
What is it?
SL 500 Benz.
I mean, that's fucking European, Chris. It's a Mercedes, dude.
No, you said no BMW. Man, okay, so you want me to pick
nothing European.
Fuck.
Like you're building a fucking hot rod, dude.
Okay, so what about Japanese? Can I go JDM?
You can go Japanese. No, nothing European. No German. No. Japanese will allow.
Well, man, I'm building. What about my dad's '58 Corvette?
I mean, that's fair, but that's your dad's.
Yeah, but ultimately, it's
no. We're talking you. Like, what car are you picking for you?
The Lincoln.
That's such a fucking cop-out answer.
That's why I have it.
All right, that's cool. What about you, Gar? No Fox bodies, no German cars, no BMWs, no Porsches, no Ferraris, no Lamborghinis.
You know, buddy, not to get too deep on this, but I was almost kind of dreading answering but then I was also thinking to myself, I'm like, I guess maybe this just goes to prove like how much you like what you like, and if you're in it and doing it and whatever, like it's just justification for, I guess, what you really like. Because it's honestly, I'm sitting here going like, shit, I actually don't know. But then
I do an old Ford pickup too. Like, can I say that?
You
like
could say, yeah, that. As long as it's not a Mustang, BMW, or Mercedes.
Yeah, like an old Ford, like the brown fucking like.
Yeah, so for me, like I think, like I would probably do like I was talking about this last night too. It's kind of for everyone who listens to this again, it's gonna sound a little broken record, but like a leaded out 49 Merc, like lead sled would be cool. You know, like a rat rod, like a rat rod 40s pickup would be
gangster
cool.
mobile, prohibition mobile.
Sound totally cool, like rat rod shit. Or if I was going to town, well, I wouldn't do anything Italian unless it was like a Ferrari, but I would say like Japanese Supra.
Yeah, a Skyline. I've always wanted a Skyline.
Oh, dude, that's the fucking key right there.
Yeah. And I mean, it's funny because I've thought pretty deep about this too. Like the Skyline has a lot of similar kind of overall. If you saw like a Skyline and a Fox body in a dimly lit room, you know, you've got similar lines, even headlight profiles, and they're boxy like the Fox body, whatever. I know, like I look at it more, and I guess maybe this just justifies my car guy mentality, is like if there was one car that I could only have one, it would 1000% be a Fox body. But then on the other side of that coin is like, okay, if money was no object and you could just fill a garage with everything that you've always wanted, that's probably a funner conversation. Cause like I want an old Ford too. Like, you know, a 73, 74, like 3/4 ton pickup. I love the 60s Fords, like just before they went to the dent side, bump side body style. There's just so many things that I absolutely love, you know, vehicle wise, that it'd be really hard to choose just one. But I don't know. And this maybe sounds like a cop out because here we are doing a podcast on kind of based off these cars. But if there was one car and only one car, I'd do the Fox body.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah. North American.
All right. So there's certain cars that I feel like the fox body community crosses over into, and it's a lot of fox body guys. Porsche,
Yeah.
BMW.
Yeah.
Why? Why do fox body guys like Porsches and BMWs?
I mean, I'd like to
Like, what's the
maybe
correlation?
Well, to me, like with the BMW guys, I could say because there's a lot of V8 BMWs that, like, I think it has that power, or even their inline, and same thing for Porsche. I think it's more the torquey aspect. So it's got that whole, because torque is the muscle, horsepower means shit. You know
Right.
what I mean? So I think that that's probably a little bit of the element to it, and then it comes down to the styling. Like, I mean, the Fox body and an E30 BMW.
Yeah, but a 911 and a fox body look nothing alike.
No, that one's a question mark for me. I can 100% see the correlation between BMW and Fox body, or even SL 500. Shit, there's even kit cars to make a Fox body look like an SL 500. So that I can see all day long. The Porsche thing, I'll be completely honest, I'm not a Porsche guy, and I've never really understood like the whole Porsche thing. Like, I can respect the cars.
Right.
It would never be something I'd gravitate towards.
But there's a lot of fox body guys who do.
So why do you think that is?
I don't know, man. I think
Because you're kind of a Porsche guy indirectly.
I'm a Turbo S guy. And if
Well, you
I
work
know,
for
I
Porsche,
know
so
that if you, yeah, I worked for Porsche. If you drove a Turbo S, a 911 Turbo S, you would have a different opinion. I know that for a fact. Like,
the thing is, though, that's the driving experience, which is one thing, but you're gonna take the driving experience over the looks. That's the thing. I can't get behind the looks of a Porsche. Like
no,
a Porsche and a Miata are kind of the same thing to me.
do you think Porsche and BMW guys feel about fox bodies the way fox body guys feel about them?
here, I can maybe broaden this out a little bit, boys. I'll just give you my theory on it real quick. So I don't think it's got anything to do necessarily with the styling. Well, the argument could be made for like BMW and Ford for that styling kind of aligning, but I think it's more, it's bigger than that. Like, I think it almost boils down to the community that each one of those groups comes from. Like, I think the wiring of the community is very similar in that, all three of these vehicles we're discussing have always been modded, right? And that kind of adds to the community side of things. Like, I don't know if I've ever said this to you guys. I know I've said this a bunch of times at shows, and it's usually in a comedic effect. But I say, like, I think being in the Fox body community or Porsche or BMW, whatever, it's kind of like a band of brothers military type thing, in that you've been through the trenches together. Like, you've worked on your car, you've worked on your car. We've all broke our knuckles on the exact same bolts. And that just makes this community that much tighter, because it's almost like having all of us go to war together. And, you always have that common space to share with each other. I think it's something along those lines, because the Porsche guys are thick as thieves. BMW guys are thick as thieves. Fox body guys are thick as thieves. So I think it's something along those lines.
So you don't think Chevy guys or Dodge guys or Mercedes guys are, or you're just assuming?
Well, no, I know, because you can keep expanding this, right? I'm sure
A car
there's
guy should be a car guy, or a petrol head should be a petrol head.
no. I guess yeah, it's true. The argument could be made, yeah, for Mopar, for whatever, but I don't know. I maybe there's just, like, it's more extreme in these three examples we're using or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I just the two cars that I hear the most fox body guys say, and it's driving me nuts right now, dude. There's a specific interior on a Porsche. I cannot remember the name of it for the fucking life of me. I wish Lewis was here right now because he would remember. Lewis would remember this in 2 seconds.
The thing I
that
really
Fox guys are drawn to.
the thing that I'm there's a bunch of things I'm drawn to, like the appreciation of the Porsche brand and what it's done is I've always been a big fan of like wide and low, right? Like, and the Porsche just has that pit bull style, thick hips. It's a driver's car. All three of these are driver's cars. Granted, the Fox bodies didn't come off the line as driver's cars, but we've all made them driver's cars, right? And see, a friend of mine that I used to work with, big Porsche guy, he ended up with like one of the early Tom, you could probably help me out here, buddy, but like right when they crossed over to air or to liquid cooled 911.
Early 90s.
Yeah. Beautiful car. Like the bad boys 911, right?
Yeah.
First bad boy.
My favorite 911 is like a 96 Turbo S. Like
okay. So he had that. And I was like, yeah, like just as a car guy, I'm like, it's a nice car, man. I love it. He's like, let's go for a drive. I'm like, okay. So we go for a little rip. He's driving and pulls over. He's like, okay, you got to drive it. I did the same thing I did with you, Tom. No, I'm good. Like, fuck, bad things happen when I drive. Not because I'm an idiot. I'm cursed. I got bad luck in that regard. No, drive it. Fuck, okay, driving it. And I'm babying it. And he's like, don't baby it. It's not meant to be babied. Like, these things like to be driven. So anyway, in my definition, got after a little bit, the same way I did in your car, Tom. Right. Not abusive, just like, okay, let's give it a little bit. Motherfucker, that car impressed me. Like,
dude, they're fucking quick.
Oh, God. And pull like a diesel. Like, just wham.
I wonder if it was a twin turbo car.
Like, I don't think it was some obscene amount of power. You know what I mean? Like, it was a 450 horsepower car. But good God, that thing just had gobs of torque.
It's tiny as fuck.
And handle, like after that, I was like, okay, I get it. Right. And I mean, I had a taste.
Chris, have you ever driven one at all?
Yeah, a buddy of mine had one in Dubai. And
what was it? Do you remember? Like a Carrera or some shit?
I don't remember. It was like silver or gray or something. He like left I forget what happened. Like my Ferrari ended up at his place and his Porsche was at my place. And we had to like drive each other's cars. We met up for breakfast and we were just sort of like so happy to hand each other's keys back to the other person. Like it was all right. Dude, he got these. I remember he bought these fucking racing headers for that Porsche. And I can't remember if he like checked them in on a flight like back from the US to Dubai or something to get them over there or whatever, but he bolts these fucking things out. Like I like loud, but like number one, Porsches, like unless they're wide open, they don't sound very good in my opinion.
No, they don't. They don't.
And then he puts these fucking headers on that was pretty much like straight pipe. Oh my God. Like, dude, it was too much. But don't get me wrong, I could get it low to the ground, go-kart feel, all that type of stuff. Like I could see the appeal from that perspective, but like I can't get up to walking up to one of these. That's looking fair. At it. Like if I park that motherfucker, I'm not turning around to look at what I just parked. I'm not driving the right car.
Right.
That's not to say when I'm in it, I'm not going to have a good time, but I'm not going to turn around and look.
I get it. I totally get it. But now I'm curious what Porsche guys think about Fox body Mustangs and what BMW guys think. Probably pieces of shit, right? We're probably like the 8th mile, bro.
We just got to find a Porsche owner and see what's up. And it's sort of like, I'd be curious to know too, the average owner or whatever, any owner. So you take 10 Porsche owners and say, okay, like, did you start with a Porsche and then would you get a Fox, or like, what if you had a Fox and then got a Porsche?
Yeah,
like
I think we might know.
How does the evolution work? Does it
we
work
know some people who had Porsches and then got Foxes.
I mean, another thing you could probably throw in there too is the motorsport heritage of all three of them, right? And I can't help but think, if I was a diehard, say, Porsche or BMW guy, maybe I would look at the Fox body and its motorsport heritage and so many different aspects and avenues, and look at it and go like, man, you know what? This Porsche or this BMW is costing me a lot of money to like get where I want it to be. Why don't I buy one of these cheaper Fox bodies and do the same thing? Like, so maybe the
You're gonna
Fox,
spend the same money.
but are you? Do you think?
Yeah, 100%. Like what Chris is doing with the Cobra, what I have in my car, and some of these other guys that show up these builds, I could buy a Turbo S all day.
Well, yeah, but okay.
It's not gonna fucking leak in my driveway oil. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
I'm looking at this more from like, maybe we're not building like, a show car, but we're just looking at it from the motorsport aspect of like, I want something that's fun to go to the track, do these time attack things with or whatever. I'm not talking, let's fucking powder coat every nut and bolt. Just the motorsport aspect of it. I think that may be part of the draw.
it might be. You might be right. I don't know. It's a question.
It's weird though, because like the Fox body is a straight line car compared to a Porsche or a BMW for that matter.
Porsche, right.
Maybe it's the challenge. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. There's something that I mean, it's very. I don't know many people who don't like those two cars in the Fox body world. To be honest with you, I mean, Lewis sends them to me all the time. John.
Well, yeah, he's a big V-dub guy, right? Loves the
John,
the guy that owns Medley's old car. We went to the Morning Motors the first week in all our Fox bodies, and then the next week, Justin, who owns the Atomic Fox, was in his MC20 Aston Martin, and Ven, who owns Medley's old car, was in his fucking Porsche, fucking Spider something blue color. Couldn't tell you what it is.
Wow.
Huh.
I took the M5.
Oh yeah, something to fit in.
I'm curious about that now. Maybe you should get some BMW guys on.
Yeah, I mean BMW's always been like, their big motorsport division, right? The M, right? I think they do a red, white, and blue stripe thing, right? With their whole motorsport division.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's something along those lines. And then
Maybe
the Fox
BMWs break all the time like a Fox body.
That's probably true.
So people sort of like there's some empathy that happens there. Like, oh man, you're broke down too. Yeah, me too, bro.
I think that's what it is, bro. BMW. I like Audis better than BMWs. You know that. But
yeah, the two of you like your Audis.
They're better cars. Just saying.
Yeah.
But it's not about being better. I think that's the point. Like people like to be different or against the grain, or it's like some shit just trends differently. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of shitty BMWs out there and a lot of, whatever.
I'll take a 2001, like a 2001 B5 Audi S4 twin turbo, fucking all day over any BMW.
Dude, the RS4 in that B5 genre. Jesus, that was a sick car.
Dude, so awesome, bro.
Okay, fuck building another Fox body, bro. Why don't the two of you get yourself Euro shit, and then we can cruise around in Euro stuff,
bro? You can't.
One classic, one Fox body, one Euro car, one truck.
Dude, Chris would fucking love a fucking 01 S4 yellow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yellow. I'm down. Give me a yellow.
That's what they came in, bro. They came in fucking. That's what they came in, dog.
Yeah, but Audi yellow. Correct me if I'm wrong. That yellow's like a little. Is it as
mustardy?
Bright? Look at that.
Yeah, like it's got a different. That one actually doesn't look bad. I know that car. It's a nice car.
Fuck yeah, dude.
What was the blue they did? Like an ebony?
That was pretty common too, actually. A friend of mine had, and all these cars came with like suede inserts.
Yeah.
So, like the blue one had a blue suede insert. Hold on.
Was it called ebony blue?
I forget the name of it now, dude. It's been so long since I worked there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
That's
tight.
an S, right? Or something that's been.
I thought those ones had, like, those ones broke just as often as Beamers.
No, not that's like that started happening like 03, 04 when this body style went away.
So those
This
are
guy-
the bulletproof ones.
They're fucking great, dude. Sick.
I'm gonna look up.
It's that blue.
Yeah, it's nice.
But they all came with like suede in like a suede insert in the seat and shit.
Tom, what years was that B5?
9701, I think.
Okay, that's maybe why my Google's struggling here. But why is it showing me the wagons or the estate?
That's
as the
because you love your
Europeans?
wagons. It
Yeah,
does.
because they made them in wagons. They made wagons too. S4 wagons, A4 wagons.
Geez, I hate the word sedan, but I've had to use it here.
That kind of would be fun, Chris. Doing like a Euro thing.
I think so. Man, just imagine that, how comfortable that road trip would be.
I had fucking like 8 of these cars when I worked there. They're great.
Why? Okay, what do they call? Oh, maybe
Maybe
do
you're
they
right,
call
bro.
it-
Maybe that's what we should do. Fuck all this.
Okay, what's the European terminology for like sedan? Is it saloon?
Yes.
Sedan? I
So
have no idea.
Yeah, because estate is their wagon.
Wagon is Avant.
Oh, there's another
wagon
term
is
for it.
touring.
Avant is what Audi calls their wagon.
Oh, there's one.
Yeah, but we call them tourings, and then saloons would be the sedan, 4-door.
Okay,
Coupe is coupe.
this has been really hard to do because my screen for some reason has decided that it wants to shrink all of a sudden. I don't know if I got an HDMI problem or what, but I'm like squinting the wrong way to try to see this. But anyway, here we go.
Here's a
The
yellow
RS4
twin turbo for sale, 25,000.
That's the rig right there,
That's
boys.
the newer one.
Well, this is a 2000, I think.
No.
RS4.
No, that looks newer, dude.
Actually, the fact that they say 4.2, because the one I'm talking, I think the 4
cylinder car. That's not a zoom in on that.
It's the one that I'm talking is a 4.4 liter V8.
Yeah, that's RS4, but that wasn't a B5 body.
Okay, so we got to go B5.
Yeah, I don't know if they made the RS. That's a B5. That's the nicest body style, in my opinion.
Man, it kind of, now that you've seen their like,
that's a 3.0 twin turbo.
Well, this one's they're calling it an RS4, so that would be the V8.
Yeah, but
wouldn't
that's not an RS4, bro. The RS4 was a 4.2. I worked there 11 years.
Oh, and they had the wider kind of fender.
The RS4 was like a newer body with the body like I think it was like 02 to 07 maybe. And
it's almost like the internet's wiped the fucking image file for all the saloons. Like here, this one is popping up again because they did something weird, I think, where the RS4s were only in North America for like 3 years or something, but
yeah,
Europe still got them.
I drove one at Pocono Speedway on the track with an R8 and an RS6 when they first came out.
Okay,
I still worked there at that
Oh,
time.
here's one. 2008.
Yeah, they're not, like I said, 2008, 2007. But that's not the B5 body.
So what do they call this one? The B4?
Maybe, yeah. I kind of a guy left around that time.
Look at this thing.
Yeah, that's a B5 wagon.
Right. Yeah, there's a video you can find on YouTube of one
That
of these
black one right there is sick.
one of these ebony blue RS4s.
All-wheel
they put-
drive too. They're fast as shit, dude.
Yep. They put a MagnaFlow all-wheel drive exhaust kit on it. I don't even think the video is in English, so you got to like put up with whatever language it's presented in. But then they like tear away from the shop that they put this exhaust kit on. My God, that's a beautiful sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, wide fenders. Like I don't know. Audis. Yeah. I went on the other night when we were doing our pod with my buddy Brett there and talking. Chris called me out on it. It's a good point. He's like, dude, you're fucking going down the subtle road and you don't want to be subtle. You want to be loud. And I'm going, yeah, no, the Audis are great. Like they're subtle. They're this, they're that. But then you get into this, oh shit. What's the wagon one I love there? The RS6.
RS6.
Well, they made a bunch. The all-road RS6, RS S4, S6. It's just different packages.
But it's got to be the right color. It's got to be like this gray or something. My God, that thing's stunning. Like,
Man, you'd almost have to go drive back up north so you could put some fucking skis on the roof.
Dude, for like 11 years, all I drove was Audis.
Really?
Yeah, when I worked there, I got them for so cheap, dude.
Yeah.
They shit for parts.
These things, I mean, I think you could probably still safely define that as fairly subtle. Like if you were pulling into a parking lot with non-car people in it, I think this could still be sold as a relatively subtle car.
Yeah.
But then those that know, like this is a proper car.
They're fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Now I'm on another Audi now. See, this is bad, these conversations.
Yeah, and these things are I think they're actually even hard to get. Like the waiting list is crazy to get one.
I would buy an old one, dude. I'm telling you, I would buy a 9701.
Right. You sure don't see them around very often.
Not anymore.
No.
Probably full serious money.
I just looked at one that had like 70,000 miles on it, and it was like 25 grand. Just a quick look.
Yeah. Tits and tires, boys.
Yeah, I mean, they're not fucking cheap looking.
No.
Bad, so. Like this one, this yellow one right here. Let me see. Oh, this one's only got 49,000 miles on it. 25,000. It's S4, twin turbo.
All right, that's it. You guys are getting a Euro car. €1 car each.
Oh, this guy fucked this car up, dude. Look at this bullshit.
Recaro, race car.
Oh, like
what a fucking dildo, dude. Right? Like, come on, bro. You're gonna fucking put those stupid wheels on it and Recaro seats.
Oh, he's got the rotiform wheels on there too.
Which might be fine if they were the right color, but they're bright white on yellow. It looks like shit.
You better buy that car and save it.
No, I couldn't do yellow. You know that.
Wrap it.
It's still yellow underneath, bro.
door jams are yellow. Yeah.
I would eternally know it's yellow. It couldn't happen. But now I'm interested to see what these things are going for. See, man, like M3, 2003 M3, 20 grand.
The old E46. That car was like legendary when it came out.
Yeah.
Dude, we got to get some of these guys on the pod. That's what we got to do.
Yeah, it would be fun to chop it up and see if like you could get down to the inner workings of like how this crossover, because it does exist.
It definitely does.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
maybe
curious if they
there's
think
probably
we're
people listening. There's probably someone listening that owns a fucking Porsche or BMW that can offer to potentially unravel this some.
I know a couple people in the community. I'm not going to say their names because I don't know if they would want me to, but I know a couple of them who had Porsches and own Fox bodies now, and maybe vice versa. But there's just people who listen to this podcast that have had both.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to talk to a few of them, I think, just to get that sort of broader view of maybe where the connection is.
The best part about this right now is Lewis, right at this moment, is probably talking shit to himself in a car.
Huh.
Listening.
So, if you could only have one car, Tom, what would it be?
Oh, that's a tough choice, dude. Like sports car, we're talking.
No, like, bro, I mean, like, you only get to have one car
For everything.
for everything.
So that means snow. It's going to be an Audi, and honestly, it's going to be because it's got to be.
So this is taking your daily driver pickup out of the picture too?
Yeah, if we're taking my daily driver pickup out of it, where I live, it's got to be an Audi because of the Quattro.
Interesting.
Yeah, if you're saying that, like, if I can only have one fun car forever, that's a whole another realm. But one car for everything, yeah, it's got to be an Audi, and it can't be an S4 or nothing because it can't be like a performance car. It's got to be like middle of the road. So I'd probably get like an A4 Sport with like a 3.2 in it, 3 liter in it, like a NA 6-cylinder, all-wheel drive Quattro. Because
All right.
like BMW and Subaru, like they use Audi's like old technology
Right.
for all-wheel drive, like the old Audi like 100 Quattro, like the original Audi 100 or the Audi Quattro.
All right.
like,
So you only get one fun car.
One. Gary's gonna say foxbody.
Gary says foxbody for everything because it's the Green Dragon. He's not selling it for $3 million.
Right, but I mean, I don't know, Chris. That's a good question. One. I'm gonna defer to Gary what I think about this.
So I don't know if I'm just in a heady mood, extra heady mood tonight, boys, but I say this quite often, when we're on the topic of like, if, we all sit here and maybe downplay like our position that we've made it to in life to the point where it's easy to lose sight of the things that you do have in that, if I could just win that $1 million or if I could whatever, right? And my question to those people, because I've done a lot of thinking about this in my own life, is what would you really change? Like, if honestly, like, would you go get a different Carhartt shirt if you won $1 million?
$1 million ain't shit, bro. It needs to be like fucking.
If you
30.
won,
Didn't we have this conversation on the Airbnb at Ponies?
we might have.
We started having it.
So $100 billion, $1 trillion. Okay. If you got $1 trillion, would you go buy a different microphone to do the podcast with?
Fuck yeah, bro. I would have white t-shirts. I would wear one today and then it'd be rags tomorrow. Brand new fresh white t-shirt, brand new pair of socks every single fucking day. No laundry required.
Throw away
microphones and shit.
I mean, I don't know. I just pulled that one out of my ass, but like,
dude, what are you gonna do? Just have the money in the bank and not fucking enjoy it?
No, that's not like the point that I'm kind of edging towards.
You shouldn't have said $1 trillion. That's the problem.
Well, I wanted to make it so you didn't have to think about money ever again. So where I'm going with this is like, I asked myself, like, what do I need, or what would I buy if money was no object? And I, not that I'm at some like obscenely comfortable point in my life or anything, but I'm just like, I kind of like this shirt. I don't think I'd throw it out. I kind of like this hat with all my fucking greasy fingerprints on the brim of it. Like, I don't.
You're asking a question, Gary, that none of us are ever going to be able to probably fathom.
What?
Like, we
But that's
can't
the thing.
imagine.
Yeah, but Gary's going to fill a garage. Gary's going to have like Jay Leno's garage. He already alluded to it earlier. It's not going to just be Fox bodies. It's going to be that old fucking Ford, and then it's going to be fucking the RS4. He's going to have the Touring. He'll diversify. He's not getting rid of the Green Dragon, but that motherfucker is going to have a whole bunch more.
So, I guess that's kind of the point, guys, is like, sure, you could justify to yourself how you want more stuff, but is the stuff that you currently have falling apart? It's not. Like, your truck is fine. You know?
Fox bodies are always falling apart, bro.
I don't know. Maybe I'm on an island here.
No, I understand what you're saying, Gary. I understand what you're saying.
Like, would you go get new glasses?
Me?
If you won $1 trillion, would you go get new glasses?
If I had $1 trillion, like, I would probably still dress the same. I'm still going to buy Dickies pants. That's what I like. That's my vibe.
But your Dickies are always going to be new and fucking creased.
Well, I mean, the new Dickies are kind of uncomfortable. You got to wash them a few times. You know that.
You'll have people to do that for you.
But I'm going to be the guy walking in, with, my half walked off bottoms of my pants, Dickies, and old Doc Martens to buy a fucking Lotus.
Yeah. That's my point.
Like, there'll be signs, dude, like 100%. Like, 100%.
No, for sure. I'd probably have a fighter jet. You know what I mean? Like, stupid shit. But when you remove that whole kind of comedic effect out of it, I don't think there's anybody out there, unless you're living on the streets. And I don't think anyone listening to this is truly living on the streets. Sure, you maybe classify yourself as a little less fortunate or a little more fortunate for that matter. I don't know. But the bottom line is, when you really pressure test this theory and ask yourself, is your coat that you have still keeping you warm? Then why the fuck do you need a new one? Like, what is that $1 trillion going to do for you that's going to change your life so drastically from the one you've got right now?
So here it is, Gary. The more you make or the more you have, the more you spend. You might be fine with that coat, but the difference is going to be the next time you need to buy a coat and you don't know if you want the blue one, the black one, or the fucking green one, you're just going to buy all three because you really like that fucking coat.
I kind of do that already.
And it doesn't matter. So it's like, instead of having one pair of superstars, when I need to get another pair, I got white ones and black ones and blue ones and the white and black ones and the green ones and the whatever ones. Like, I remember I went on, like, when I was first in Dubai for a while, there was this brand called Too Many Loose Strings, and it always had like some catchy, like half naked woman or women, and it had like a slogan on the back, like great drinking shirts, like going to the beach and drinking with, because you usually said something cool. And it was like, whatever, you have a good amount of money, it's like, fuck it, you'd be happy to have one of those shirts under normal circumstances. But dude, I've got 30, if not 40 of those t-shirts still in the guest room fucking dresser thing. Half of them never worn, just had them because I could fucking buy them. And I knew I liked the idea of having them. And it wasn't that they were Louis Vuittons or fucking Fendi's or whatever. They were just this brand that I really liked. Same thing. Like, I could have just one Fox body. No, I got like fucking 12 or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? So I think we're creatures of habit in terms of what we like. We're just going to have more of it. Or maybe like, do a few of the things that we wish that we could with it. But, I think, does money really, like, if money changes you into someone completely different, like, it would be weird if I won the lotto and I'm like, I'm going to go buy a fucking Porsche now. I'm a fucking Porsche guy because I'm rich. That makes no fucking sense. And I think
No.
that that's sort of what you're trying to say. Like, if you
Right.
become the person that you're not anymore, then there's a problem. But I think we'll all always, like the three of us, if we had a bunch of money, it'd still be us, just
Yeah.
with more shit.
Like, for example, like Gary, you hunt.
Yep.
Like, you got $1 trillion fucking dollars. You go to the gun store because you need to buy a deer rifle. You buying the fucking Savage or you buying the McMillan?
Yeah. No, that's true.
Like, you're not buying the $200 Savage, bro. You're buying the $4,000 McMillan because it doesn't make a lick of a difference when you have that kind of money.
Yeah. No, it's true. But I also ask myself, so I think there's like an in-between point that is worth spending some time. I don't know, in my opinion anyway, spending some time thinking about is like, is what you have right now garbage? And it's
No.
not. Like,
Oh,
when
like,
you
would
really
if you won money, would you just throw it all out? Is that what like you're thinking, and just it'd be forgotten?
throw all the money out or throw everything that I've got right now
Well,
out?
like throw what you got out because you're like, oh, I don't need this. It's my poor life.
That is more of the essence of where I'm going with this. Like, these pants that I have on, they're $36 a pair. I love them. But, you know, it's like your example of the Dickies, Tom. Like, I would not throw these out at all.
No,
You
I
know?
wouldn't throw out my shit either. But just like I said, next time I need a pair, I'm going to buy 3.
And like I say, because they're $36, I already do. I'm like, how many colors do you guys offer in this? Because I don't want to wear the same ones every day. So
Well,
Right.
geez, you're,
Or it's like
you're
buying-
rich already. You're rich already because you have the variety that you want.
Like,
Well-
sometimes I'll buy 2 pair of work boots if I like if they, because I don't want the style to change.
yeah,
And I got
No.
them.
that's actually one that pisses me off right now. The shoes I have on right now, I'm like wearing holes in the soles and they don't make them anymore. I'm pissed.
Right. So if you were rich, you could just bought 20 pair and never fucking die with them. It doesn't matter.
All right.
Yeah.
You're going on a family holiday, Gary, and you won a bunch of money. You still
Yeah.
gonna fly? You still gonna fly economy?
Good.
No, probably not.
Right.
Well, but this is the thing that Tom said, like, there'll be signs. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, it's the whole internet meme thing.
Yeah.
Sure, there's some things I'd tweak, like in that avenue, but I don't know. That's almost a whole nother flavor to this thing. I think the place that it's worth spending some time thinking about is if you just look around at what you've currently got and you think to yourself, you know, is this sticky notepad no good if I'm a millionaire? It is. And maybe that's a bad example because sticky notes are throwaway, whatever. But like, are your shoes bad? Is your daily driver bad? Is your, like, does it do what it needs to do? I think the answer is probably going to be more often than not yes.
Okay,
And
but
that's worth thinking about.
coming from the guy that just packed up and moved,
Mm-hmm.
think of all the shit that you got rid of prior to moving that was not needed.
Well, I don't want to make any justification points here, but like a lot of the stuff that I referenced when I said we threw shit out, and it actually grossed me out when we did it, in all honesty, was like kid shit. And as we were getting rid of stuff, trying to give it away, a lot of stuff you can't, like car seats, which my kids hadn't been in years, they expire. They literally have an expiry date on them. I don't know how plastic expires, but anyway, that's a whole conspiracy theory in itself. But yeah, I'm like, I remember buying that for the kids for Christmas.
It's like
3
a
years
sentimental
ago.
thing. Like a sentimental thing.
That is the context based on that situation of you were holding on to those car seats. If you had a kid or you had a reason to still use it, you would have used it. So now pretend you just won your $1 trillion and you're cleaning up the garage and you're like, I don't need this fucking 79 banana fucking car. Same thing. You'd hardly be able to give that thing away. In the comparison of you're sitting on a bunch of money now, you'd be saying the same thing. It would be 100% relatable of you can't give that away.
So what you're saying, Gary, is like what we have, and I agree with you. Like what the things that we have are perfectly fine,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think all three of us appreciate. There's people a hell of a lot worse off, right? So we
Yeah.
appreciate the things we have. But if we're hypothetically saying I have $1 trillion in the bank, I can do better. And why wouldn't I want to?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess it maybe what
Why
it
wouldn't
boils
you
down-
want to? Like, and I'm not talking about like spoiling your family or spoiling your kids or walking around in a three-piece suit all day. But I'm just saying, like, you're talking about the difference between buying an XL or a Lariat or a King Ranch. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, but see, that's a different flair of it all, I
Is
think.
it? Because maybe you can afford the XL right now, but you can't afford the King Ranch.
Yeah, but I don't think that justifies, well, I don't know. This is a heavy topic. Like
Can
the
someone
point that
loan us $1 trillion so we can figure this out?
Yeah, right.
I guess that for me, the point that I've reached in life, and this goes for whatever financial position you're in. I think if you're wired to like, buy things that are decent value, like going back, Tom, to like your gun example, right? Can you afford the Savage? Yes. Okay. Well, I mean, realistically, is there anything wrong with the Savage? Like, no. Maybe it's not as fine tuned as the Macmillan, but like it's still going to drop a deer,
Right.
So I think pausing there and not getting carried away with like all the things you don't have and just going like, man, yeah, like I got a gun. Like I can go hunt. And really appreciating that versus, yeah, but it's just a Savage.
No, I totally get what you're saying, but you're throwing a wrench in there by telling me I got $1 trillion.
Well,
Like if you're asking me the question, like, am I content with the things I have in my life? The answer is yes. And you're saying that money shouldn't change that.
100%. I don't think it should. Yeah.
And I agree with you, but are you really going to honestly see?
Dude, that was terrible timing. I don't know. It must have been a glitch on my end. You paused and I didn't hear what you said.
So
He muted himself.
Are you going to honestly tell me that if you were to go hypothetically need a new hunting rifle and you had $1 trillion, that you would still buy the Savage when you're going to make triple that in interest by the time you walk back out the door?
No.
Like you're going to buy the gun, and by the time you get out the door, you're going to make quadruple that in interest.
Yeah, no.
Like you never even bought it. You made money buying that gun.
No, I know what you're saying. But I think they're two different considerations, because I think it's safe to say that, the more money you have, you're going to, like, the pickup's a good example. XL versus King Ranch, right? If XL's all you can afford, there's nothing wrong with that pickup.
No.
It's going to go absolutely everywhere the King Ranch is going to go.
Exact same thing the King Ranch is going to do.
Yep. But then the tax bracket you're in, or the amount of money that you got kicking around your savings account, might dictate that you go, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll upgrade to the King Ranch. Like, what the hell? It's no skin off my ass. I got lots of money. I mean, whatever. But if I had the XL going into finding all that money, the question that I like to ask myself is like, is there anything wrong with this XL?
Yeah,
Like,
you
no.
trade it in and get a limited.
Well, I mean, right? Like, yeah,
Like,
that's
you would not
fine.
have to get rid of the
your
XL.
personality. Like, I'm not saying that I would go trade everything I have in tomorrow, but like Chris is saying, when it comes time to trade it in, the thought isn't even going to be like, oh, you know what? I have more money now. I'm going to get that. It's not even a thought. You just know you're buying a limited in King Ranch,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not even in your brain that you're buying the XL.
Yeah.
Like the XL days are done, bro.
Right. Yeah.
So like, and that's what Chris is saying, how your life starts to change. And that's just one aspect, right? Like you're not
Yeah.
buying,
But
and
it,
slowly over time, all these things you buy get nicer and nicer and nicer.
yeah, no, they would. And I mean, the other good example that came up was like, would you fly first class or coach? Right? Like, well, I mean, I think the answer to most people would be obvious that you're like, yeah, like it doesn't affect me. It's mice nuts in the grand scheme of $1 trillion to upgrade to first class. But are you going to end up at the exact same destination that you did before you had $1 trillion flying coach? Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, you
are.
might not have been able to afford to go to that destination before.
Well, I'll tell you what. You fly coach car, Chris. You fly first class, and I'll pass you guys in my private jet with $1 trillion fucking dollars.
Yeah.
my murdered out fucking private jet.
With stainless bolts.
Right.
Yeah.
Black wheels and shit.
No, and maybe we've thrown too many ingredients into this recipe, boys. But like, I guess to simplify it back to the start again is I'm at a point in my life where, well, I don't know. Money's a weird thing.
It's a necessary evil.
That's the point that I've reached with it. I spent a lot of time, way before, like years ago, kind of looking for that. Oh, if I get that job, then I get this raise and like all of that bullshit. And I can't even begin to explain to you how so far away from that I am, that style of thinking. And I think it comes from this goofy little exercise of asking yourself, it's like, what would a whole bunch of money change about your life? And I think it comes from a place of like being really good with the hand you've been dealt and like who you are and what matters to you and all this stuff. And I think the more time you spend thinking about it, the more it pulls you away from that place of lack and the want for more money. I mean, sure, I'd fly first class and sure, I'd put more cars in the garage. And
so more money, you're saying hypothetically shouldn't change your life.
I 1000% think that.
Okay, what about no money? Does having no money change your life?
Well, it might be a little harder to play out this exercise that I'm doing, but like, I don't know, let's just paint a shitty picture. Like, you're sleeping behind a dumpster and you got a tarp and a whatever coffee cup to beg for change with. It's like, it's a little harder to do, but you could probably find things to be grateful for in that situation. Like, well, if I didn't have this dumpster on the east side of me, I'd be taking a fucking serious amount of wind right now.
The thing is, though, that's a hard one to imagine because it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, this goes back to a guy's wiring.
I mean? Like Gary'd have to turn into like some fucking serial killer or something where just the whole community hates him. Like, just like it would have to be something extreme that the realities of that are actually less than him even winning the $1 trillion, because any of us are smart enough that if for whatever reason we couldn't work, we're going to find a way. At least
Right.
I feel like there's always a way to friggin' make money or
I
whatever.
agree.
You know
I
enough
agree
people
with
to
that.
borrow money, like not that it's a forever thing, but yeah, that's a hard one to answer.
Well, Chris, to your point, I remember having a conversation with somebody about this, and I'll admit I went into it with a fairly ignorant appreciation of, well, a side of things that other than like, because whatever, I know we all kind of tell the same backstory of like, hey, the soup was pretty thin when we grew up, but we weren't living on the streets. You know what I mean? Like, sure, maybe the house was a little cooler in the winter months than you wanted it to be, but at least we had a house, And anyway, during this conversation, I got on a bit of a pedestal and I'm like, yeah, I don't understand the whole like idea of becoming homeless, right? I'm like, I sit here and I think to myself, like, I know a public bathroom and I could go get a handful of soap and I could go down to the creek and I could clean myself up and I could walk into McDonald's. Even if I needed a haircut, I could manage, tuck my hair between my ears, whatever, and I could look presentable and I could get a start and I could move. And anyway, the person I was having this conversation with, they sat there and went like, "Oh yeah, 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 yeah." And they're like, "You don't understand. Like those people don't think like you do
No.
at all."
Yeah.
So like, I guess to justify where Chris is coming from, I mean, not to say like this can't happen to you or whatever, but like, yeah, there's different wiring involved here, right? We're talking 110 and 220. There's no, you can't cross these things over.
Yeah. Well,
So I agree with you, dude. It's yeah, I don't think it's in our genetic makeup to have that happen. Because like you say, I mean, I'm not too proud. I mean, I'll go beg for change. I'll go do whatever. I'll sweep streets. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. I agree.
Yeah. But then on the other side of it, I guess going back to how this conversation all started, I've spent a lot of time thinking about this stuff. And funny enough, to bring a foxbody into the mix, I think this is, I guess, maybe just proof as to like how limited my attachment to money truly is like, I wouldn't take any amount of money for that green car. Any.
see, and I admire all of that. And I know we're wired very similarly in many different ways, but that is not one.
Yeah.
The whole money thing to me, completely different. And it's not to be rich or whatever, but if like it would be my signs is that, well, if you don't have to work, then what do you do? Like me, like I'm always about the travel. And that's the biggest thing that I miss about, I guess, my Dubai life, if that's what we want to refer to it as, is travel and those experiences that you can have. Like, it's not that you need money to have good experiences, but you definitely need some money to get to the destinations. And even if it's enough where so to kind of rewind this back when I asked about the whole first class thing, if I had enough money that I didn't have to work, but I could travel, but I had to travel coach and I had to stay in hostels, I would do that versus having to work right now and wishing I could travel. Like, I don't need the $1 trillion to fly first class everywhere and stay in a 5-star fucking hotel no matter where I go and go to all like the trendy spots. No. Like, I would just want enough money where I could have the freedom to do exactly what it is that I want to do. And that would be it.
You know, so here's another one. And Tom, you know, this conversation came up at Pitts when we were talking about us making this recent move that we just did. And I think you were trying to like get an understanding of like, you know, how do you kind of mentally work this out and not lose any sleep kind of thing, right? Because you're putting your nuts on the line. It's expensive to do. It's all these things. Now I don't have a better answer for you now than I did back then, but I just wanted to throw this in here because I think it kind of justifies a little bit of what I'm saying. Where like, you know, sure, it was expensive to do all this and all that, but I just don't have that, I don't know, that like judo grip on money where I'm like, yeah, like I'm just like, yeah, it's going to cost us this much to make this happen. And this is something that I would regret not doing if I died before having the opportunity to do it. And I'm willing to hypothetically just put it all on red and spin the wheel and see where it goes. And that's
cool.
Yeah.
See,
now
at
bringing,
least you're not afraid to spend money. That's because that's
But the thing is, you have to have it to spend it.
Well, yeah, but do you like? And I know that maybe sounds silly to say just like that, but like, let's say, you know, you got the fox body that you had in high school and it's sitting in the garage and it hasn't been worked on and you want to do something about it and whatever, but you tell yourself that you can't. You know, like money's tight, got to put the kids through school, like all these things. Now, if you shift the way you look at it and you go like, no, you know what? This isn't like fourth, fifth, sixth on the priority list. This is actually like two, maybe one and a half. You'll find ways. Like Tom, you're proof of this and you talk about it all the time. It's like, I want to get this car done, you know, and you had enough internal fire in your guts to make this happen come hell or high water. So you did it. And you didn't have the money to do it along the way, but you were like, okay, wait a minute though. If I put in 80 hours of overtime every week, I can make this a reality.
Right. I agree with that. But I mean, I can't argue that.
But you could have sat on the couch going like, yeah, you know, I'm just a little too sore over dad dying and all this shit. And it's like, yeah, like I only bring in X. So how am I going to afford to?
I never looked at it like that.
No, I know. Cause you're a go-getter. Like
I'm saying I never looked at like your situation moving like that. That makes more sense to me that you use that as an example.
Okay. Right.
Like it helps me because I'm like, Gary, I think it's the greatest thing ever that you came here. You know that.
Yeah.
But like when you have kids and a house, it's just so hard to fathom. Like, how do you just say fuck it? Like that's really tough for people. Like not a lot of people could do that, dude.
No, it's true. And I guess
you're a single guy. Like when Chris was making all these moves, like this is a different thing. The two are apples and oranges. They're not even comparable. Right.
Yeah. Well, dude, and I think like I've said this a lot tonight, but like metaphorically speaking, it's kind of like the way that you looked at building that car.
Yeah. I mean, now that you say it like that, like it resonates in my head because we were talking about this the other night too, actually. Like, are you willing to do what it takes?
Right.
To get where you want to be.
Yeah.
Or get the things you want to be. Or it totally just resonated with me that you put it that way. I wish you'd put that to me in pits.
I know. I've been thinking about it ever since. But now I guess for anyone sitting there listening to this, scratching their head going like, okay, all that sounds great, but like, how do you get to that point or how do you figure yourself out to that point? And the thing I would say, I guess it's like anything, right? Like trying to understand how you got to where you got in life or whatever. But I've just done like a ton of thinking of like, who am I? Why am I? How am I? Like all of the things. And the more time you spend doing it, I think you just, I don't know, you just kind of get ultra clear on a lot of this stuff. And the money one is the easiest one for me to use as an example because when I was 18, you know, it was like, what type of education do I need to make the most amount of money possible? Because I want the fucking Lambo and I want this and I want that. And it was this very materialistic existence. And then as life moves on, and I mean, in not that I ever made millions of dollars, but in some regards, I did okay for myself in various jobs and stuff. And I was like, it's kind of, not to jump off the rails here, but it's kind of like you hear celebrities say this a lot. They're like, I wish that everyone could experience celebrity status, or put another way, let's just call it rich status, because what you'll notice is you actually hate the life that you've now got and you wish you had the old life.
Yeah, but you always want what you don't have.
Right.
That's a fair point.
So the only thing that I disagree with you guys about, and you guys know this, is like your thoughts on retirement.
And that's, well, yeah, it's kind of fun to throw that in the hat.
Something that like I just cannot comprehend unless you make so much money doing what you're doing and you save a bunch, you don't have to worry about it. But the idea that you're just gonna work until you're dead is ludicrous because your mind may tell you that, but your body may not.
So, dude,
when you get to that point, what's your plan?
So the thing that I would say to that is, you know, and this is maybe a good way of like bringing this whole conversation full circle is like, you know, we started this pod off talking about, you know, all these headaches and whatever that I've had on that convertible. Like, I literally levitate out of bed to come and have those headaches. Like I'm lucky enough or fortunate enough to have found that thing that I'm excited to do every single day, which I can't help but think if I had $1 trillion and I was air quote retired, the exact same morning routine would happen. I would levitate out of bed to come down and work on that car. Now, maybe I would have bought it off the guy for 300 grand because he didn't want to sell it and I got the money to buy it. But this is what I would be doing.
I get it, but what happens when your body can't?
You don't think
what
about
happens
that.
if you're 70, Gary, and you get some fucking something's wrong with you and you can't?
Yeah, but shit, Tom, you can't think about 70. Where
But
like last year I went through what I went through, and fuck, last year could have been my fucking last year.
Okay, but that's
why am I going to worry about when I'm 70 when I don't even know what's going to happen at 45, 46?
Because what if you make it to 70, Chris?
Then that's great. Then I worry about it then. Like,
but what if but you physically can't do the things you're doing now at 70?
Fine, I own a house. Fucking reverse.
I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of guys out there.
I got cars. You sell the cars off. Like, I'm like, you're asking me specifically. Like, you got to be smart about it one way or another. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have nothing. You can't just live in debt your whole life and then expect that you're gonna, you know what I mean, be able to retire.
Well, like, this has always been my big thing with like walking away from like the career, the big company, the do your own thing. Like, this has been my question since the first time you guys have ever talked to me.
Yeah, but that company could fire you tomorrow, bro.
Of course they can.
You know, buddy.
But with that said, like, I could die tomorrow. My job, you guys know I have a very dangerous job. Very dangerous. Like, literally, I could die literally tomorrow. There's no second chances. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to prepare in case I make it to 75. Because what if I make it to 70 and I get sick and I can't work?
So
then what do I do?
Casket or cremated?
Cremated, of course.
Okay, just wondering.
If he dies at work, he's going to be cremated on the job. Let's be honest.
I was wondering if he was like picking out his tombstone and his casket.
No, but I'm just saying.
What the hearse is going to look like. The hearse, well, it's murdered out, so he'll be okay with that.
Right. Black coffin.
Okay, Tom. Here's my
shiny metal bars, black bars,
stainless bolts.
Right, stainless bolts.
Black.
No, realistically, that's how I think about it. Like, I cannot say to myself, like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to worry about that time, because the end result is we're getting older.
So here's the thing, bud. And I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I think you've got conflicting approaches to life, in that on one side of things, you're the type of guy that, just like the War Admiral came to be, like, you will fucking work yourself to the bone to see this thing go through, come hell or high water. And while you were building that car, it wasn't like you were going like, fuck, what happens if I die tomorrow and I leave Sam and Aaron with this fucking bill over a blue sky? Like, this was a commitment level that was going to happen no matter what. You would move mountains to make it happen. But then when you throw in something like prepping for whatever you want to call it, I hate the word retirement, but like prepping for yourself down the road, because maybe you, I don't know, sawed your fingers off at work or whatever, and all of a sudden you're no longer capable of doing this thing. Well, That's kind of the like, the sky is falling mentality of like, oh, don't want to walk on the sidewalk, might get hit by a bus kind of shit. Maybe a cheesy analogy, but it's kind of that. And so you've got these two conflicting theories on like, fuck it. I don't give a fuck how big you are. I'll beat the shit out of you kind of stuff. And then the other side is like, fuck, what if this guy gets the jump on me?
Well, no, it's not conflicting because you can do both at the same time.
I don't think you can, brother.
Of course you can. Like, of course you can. I could work 60 hours, right, to pay for the car, or I could work 70 hours and pay for the car and put money into retirement. I could do both.
Okay, no, that's fair. But I think you should, like, I don't know, do whatever. Who the fuck am I?
Right? Like a certain percent of my check I can have put into a 401k if I want to. And I could still work overtime to make money for my car or to buy Chris's Silver Dash or to fly down to see you. I could do both.
Okay. I'm gonna get a little fluffy on you here, so bear with me.
Get it.
Okay. So this gets into the whole like, I don't know, what you give is what you get, the whole like manifestation thing, if you really will. So going back to the War Admiral being built, like you were proving to the universe that this was going to happen no matter what, right? And you were willing to do anything that it took to see that through. Probably, like I was saying about working on that convertible, bouncing out of bed. It's like, fuck, I thought of something before I went to bed last night, calling Jesse, whatever, right? Stuff like that. You're on cloud 9, making sure that this thing gets seen to the end. So, like I say, at that point, you're proving to the universe that you will do anything to see this through. But then on the other side of things, you're going like, yeah, like I'm not so sure how life's going to play out here. So therefore, I want to prove to the universe that I'm a little afraid. Like I'm not, I don't know.
Is it afraid?
Well, I don't want to say it that way because that's a shitty definition of it.
No,
but
because
it kind of is.
It's kind of not. It's kind of preparing. It's kind of tackling two war fronts at the same time.
See,
like I can do more than one thing.
So
no,
right?
On.
Like
yeah.
So no.
Did we lose sight?
Ultimately, what he's saying is that, and I totally get his analysis of it. But what he's saying is like I'm like this with everything. If I want something bad enough, I will do whatever it takes to get it.
Mm-hmm.
But why can't I have two things bad enough that I do whatever it takes to get? Like, why can't I have War Admiral and want a retirement fund to make sure I'm good, bad enough?
You can
work for me when I need it.
But why can't we do our own thing and leave the corporate world and still be able to save for retirement and have our own thing?
You totally can. I just don't understand how.
You can still work. Gary can change 6 oil pan gaskets this week instead of only doing 2, so that way he can put some money aside for retirement.
Well, that's always been my question. Like, how do you guys do it? Like, what?
Same thing. There's no difference. You don't have somebody matching your contribution, but you can still do the same hustle thing and set stuff aside, like whether you want to call it an emergency fund
So, Chris,
that turns into a retirement fund.
You've said that, and in multiple conversations, that like you have somewhat of a plan. You'll sell this, you'll sell that, you'll do this, you'll do that, and you. Anyone who knows you knows you're pretty financially responsible, right, guy? Like that's pretty obvious. So like money's your jam. Like we know that, right? Now Gary is the complete opposite of that, where he doesn't worry about money as much. I think that's a fair assessment, right, Gary? You after what you just said. So
yeah.
He's got 3 little ones that are going to take care of him. He's got an insurance policy.
But I'm just saying, like, there's a difference between the two of you as far as that's concerned. So, like, what Gary's saying to me is he doesn't worry about that at all.
Dude, like,
I want to say me and Gary are probably pretty similar on that fence, where it's like we don't really have Yeah, I mean, like, if we're gonna put stuff aside, then we know we're putting stuff aside, or we got something like, you know what I mean? Okay, if something happens, and me and him actually had these conversations, this one calls that one, and that one calls the other one, to make sure that shit gets taken care of appropriately. But
Right.
like in your case, you're just like the only way in your mind is I need an employer that's paying in a retirement plan, and that retirement plan is going to go to me, or something happens to me, it goes to my whoever I've allocated it to. There's literally no difference. Just me and Gary are the employer
All
and
right.
we're
So
the beneficiary.
this is actually perfect because when you listen to you guys talk on pods, right? And I'm going to be honest, like Gary's bluntly honest, it sounds like leave the corporate world, go do what you want to do, follow your dreams, right? It makes it sound magnificent and glorious, right? But the reality is, a lot of guys are invested in pensions, invested in unions, invested in companies. That they don't understand that how to walk away from that. They worry about retirement. They worry about pensions. They worry about health benefits. So to hear Gary sell it as like this is this great thing with no explanation behind that is a very scary thing for people to make that jump. So if you're going to sell it like that and tell your story, I think there's a little bit of diving into that maybe that would help people. And I'm using the word help because there are guys out there that truly do listen to you guys and you guys inspire to want to do these things, but don't know how to make that jump for fear of the things that I'm talking about, for fear of the things that I personally don't understand. So this is why I ask you guys these questions.
No, dude,
No,
I
it's fair.
yeah, I can appreciate that for sure. And fuck, it's like one of my biggest fears in life is like being misunderstood. It's probably why I marble mouth my way through these explanations most of the time. But the thing I'd say to that, bud, um, and I don't know if you'd have to have a really good imagination to do or to get a sense of this without actually officially doing it. But having come from that world of like employer, for the like you're 99% guaranteed you're going to get paid every 2 weeks, all of that shit, health benefits and 401ks and whatever. If you only ever exist in that world and don't exist in this one that I'm speaking so highly of, it's really hard to appreciate what it's like on the other side. It's this silly analogy of like, the hardest thing you've ever done is the hardest thing you've ever done. But and Chris and I, like you're saying, Tom, we probably do a shitty job explaining it because we just kind of talk about the glitz and glam, and it's not all glitz and glam at all. We're still sitting on lawn chairs out of my apartment, but you make some sacrifices and you make some choices, and it's all for the greater good in the end. But I guess the point I want to try to drive home here is that if you're, like feel like you're in that stuck rut of safety, employer, and whatever, it's almost impossible to imagine what it's like not having all that, but still knowing that you're fine. And I was trying to, I don't know, maneuver my way through using the War Admiral as an example of that, right? Where it's like you didn't have a loan, you didn't have a backup bank, you didn't know how this was going to turn out, but it was that commitment level of come hell or high water, this was going to happen. That same thing happens on the non-employer side of things when you're your own employer. And it's freeing, buddy. I mean, you probably heard me say all the fucking
Dude,
things about it.
I totally, when you used my car as a reference, and to be honest with you, I'm legitimately like that with anything. If I want something, I will fucking get it.
Yeah.
Like no matter what it takes. But I also do that with the comfort knowing that I have a job tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have health benefits for my kid. They're going to contribute to my 401k. Like I do that with the comfort of that blanket.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And a lot of guys out there who listen to not just our podcast, mine and John's, your guys live the same kind of life. So for me, it really is truly sometimes hard to understand that. And I'm
Yeah.
not using that to say like you guys are wrong or you don't have a plan or this, that, or the other thing. Like, please don't take it like that at all.
Nope.
Like, you guys know, I consider you guys some of my best friends in the world at this point. But yeah, I mean, when I'm just being honest, there's guys out there that want to do what you guys do, and you inspire them every week, but they don't know how to make that jump because of those reasons. Like, it's really hard to walk away from those things if you don't know all the details, right?
And that's sort of the biggest part of it, is that, like, if you're worried about all those things, then it's going to be really hard to even see past it. So I feel like if me and Gary just kind of like, whatever, fast forward over all of the objections that one would have to making this switch, it's because if you're worried about that, you're not going to end up doing it, number one. And number two, if you did do it, you might fail because you're too worried. You know what I mean? It's like the person that like just has 1 foot in the water and 1 foot out. You know what I mean? Like that commitment issue. Like, you need to immerse yourself into the situation in order to succeed. So if you lost your job tomorrow, you are going to find a way. You're not going to go broke. You're not fucking wired to go broke, bro.
Right.
But like, if you were in that situation, and you know what, you might try and go and apply to, other
competitors or
competitors, hydro, whatever. And then it's like, okay, you're waiting around. You're like, fuck this. I need to make some fucking cash. Well, I remember how to side hustle all of a sudden because I remember what I did back when I was young. Bro, you might start fucking cutting some yards. You might start doing whatever. Then you might all of a sudden find yourself in property management you didn't even know. And sort of to Gary's point, you know what I mean? Like, it's sometimes stuff just organically happens. And a lot of this, although the both of us made it happen, I think both our lives still kind of pushed us in the direction that we were going in. Like, I knew I was ready to leave the Middle East, but like, there was no, like, I never would have done what I did if Fox Bodies didn't start trending in like 17. Bro, if I, like, when I first started doing this, there was no fucking career. There was no way you were making money on Fox Bodies. Like, that would have been the stupidest fucking decision I ever could have made. You know what I mean? And like, and it's almost like in hindsight, and you see why things happen when they do and everything else. So like, that's the last thing that I would want to do, is try and convince someone of, you don't need your 401k or use that money to invest in your idea that you have or whatever. Like, I feel like that's actually, if we started like going down those avenues of how you should actually drop your corporate gig and whatever, I think we'd actually fuck more people than help more people.
Yeah, I agree, dude.
No, I'm actually super glad we talked about this.
Well, I'm glad we're in it, boys, and we've already been at this for a while. Kind of shitty we do it at the end. It's usually how it goes, but I would say, like, this goes back to my point about money a little bit, in that, like, you have to be like brutally honest with yourself, and you have to like get down to the brass tacks of like who you are, why you're the way you are. I mean, again, kind of to be fluffy, but like, you can sit there and ask yourself questions like, why? So take the example, Tom, of what you're saying, like sort of being attached to that air quote comfort. I don't want to downplay this at all, buddy. So don't think I'm maybe just using the wrong words, but like why a person would be so attached to that. I know you pretty well, dude. And I know, some of your background. It's like, well, maybe it's worth sitting there and asking yourself, like, am I wired this way where I need to have this kind of safety job, employer style job, whatever, because of, some of the things that happened when I was young.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So then you got to start asking yourself bigger forward thinking questions like, is this something that I want, because you being a dad, is this something that I want to download into my kid's head? Or do I want my kid to have to like struggle with this same thought process that I'm currently struggling with.
I don't know.
You kind of got to like
I think there's
be able to look into the
pros-
past
I
and the
think there's-
future.
I think there's pros and cons to both sides.
Okay, dude, but I will add one point to that. Don't justify this shit to yourself. That's what I mean by being like brutally honest. Like, man, I have fucking analyzed myself to like disgusting degrees. Like, I'm talking, I've even tried to figure out like shit that I've maybe like genetically have within me from my dad that I don't even fucking know the guy's middle name. He
Dude, I
fucked
know.
up when I
We
was
all know. We
4.
all know about what you,
You know,
think.
like
We know.
I think deep. And anyway, that's always my definition for this. Like, you know, when I say try to analyze Chris and like the stories that he and I have talked about since we become buddies, it's like, you know, the guy was proving to himself, whether he's thought about this or not, but in my opinion, I think he was proving to himself when he was a teenager that, hey, I can fucking go down to the local parts yard, pull black interiors out of fox bodies and put them on eBay. And it's worth sitting there and thinking about that for a minute, because I think the abilities that the guy is now comfortable that he has in life now came from doing those little goofy things.
Right. So I think I'm approaching this. I just want to make clear. I think I'm approaching this when you more for probably some of the people who listen to you.
Yeah.
Than so much myself, right? Because I don't have an interest in like running my own business. You know what I mean?
I think, dude, I don't want to derail you, but like based on the guy that I know you to be, I think you're a shitty employee.
Why did you say that?
Well, okay. Now, it's a good compliment. In all honesty, I'm a fucking shitty employee. Chris is a shitty employee. We are not the type of people that show up for the morning safety meeting and sit there and listen to some fuckwad and not roll your eyes the whole time going, this guy doesn't even know how to fucking handle the tools. Like, why am I listening to this asshat?
But that's but the position I'm in, Gary, I don't have to deal with that shit.
Well,
when you're the only guy for the whole state, you can kind of tell people to go fuck themselves. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think that guys like us are shit employees. And going back to your point of like maybe not explaining ourselves well enough to everyone out there listening and just showing this thing more like the glitz and glam side of it, it's like these are the questions you need to ask yourself. Like, am I a shitty employee, or do I just, because some people are really good employees. I actually hate to say this about my wife, but my wife's a really good employee.
Whatever the boss says, yes, ma'am,
totally,
no, ma'am, right?
Yeah, and it's a struggle between us to work through that, but we don't need to get into marital shit. Yeah, like she just operates well in that world, right? Like Light doesn't like being told what to do, but deep down, I think she kind of does. It's like, here's my tasks, A through B, and someone else has given them to me, and I'm good with that. Me, on the other hand, I want to fucking start at Z, pardon me, and I want to go to G and then go to A, and because I don't know, I hate being told what to do. So that's what I mean when I say I think you're a shit employee, dude.
Oh, if that's the case, then yeah, I'm a shitty employee.
Yeah, like you're a fucking doer. You're a figurer. You're like, you are built to do this type of shit. So I don't know, man. Sorry, going back to like the listener side of things, I think if you ask yourself that, like, that's a pretty decent place to start. Am I a shitty employee from those terms, right? Like, do I agree with everything the boss says? No. Do I think I have a better way of doing it? Yes. Well, then that's the start of being a shitty employee.
Yeah, I mean, right. But with that said, not all shitty employees want to be their own employer.
Well, that's
right.
Maybe not the next question one should ask themselves, but like, okay, I talked to this guy the other day, actually. Wicked dude. I can see the two of us becoming really good friends. He was telling me about this idea he's got to make this product. And I stopped him halfway through and I said, listen, I'm going to warn you. If you want the biggest fucking cheerleader in the world, I said, keep continuing on with this conversation, but if you think deep down in your soul you do not want to do this, we should stop this conversation right now, because I'm going to hound you every fucking day that you need to do this.
Right.
Well, I don't know, I think maybe I should. I'm like, okay, fucking, I'll help you. Like, I get goosebumps just telling you this right now. I want more people to experience this. You have to fucking experience it because it's so freeing and so wonderful. But my point in saying all that is, like, if you've got something that you think, I don't know, 4 or 5 people might see some value in, well, prove to yourself that you, like, keep the steady Eddie job and just do that thing for those 4 people. And if 4 people turns into 8, turns into 16, whatever, then, well, maybe I got something here. Maybe I'm onto something.
We all know this one dude who needs to do this.
I know a lot of dudes that need to do this.
One specifically that we know amongst ourselves.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. Yeah.
But,
he might have stayed with us at Pitts.
Yeah, the fucking dude needs to do it. And
yeah, vertically challenged.
Yeah, but he'll get mad if you say that. But we love him regardless.
Through and through, best dude ever. And dude, that's the thing, man. Like, folks like Chris and I that I guess have experienced the other side of this sort of employing yourself and whatever. I mean, I think it's just a natural tendency to, like, want to help other people do that, because you're like, oh my God, you have no idea how greener the grass is on the other side.
Let me say this. So I really know how you guys are about this stuff. And I know you're both passionate about it. I think it's great. And there's a lot of people out there, like I said, I'll say it for the 3rd time, who you guys really inspire. And I know you guys put this bug in them. And I know, Gary, you're about inspiring people. But I really think you'd be able to help people actually make the jump to doing it if you would show both sides of it a little bit more.
Show the shit side of it too.
Story a little bit more, like, because the reality of it is, it's at the end of the day, it was the best thing for your family, the best thing for you, the best thing for the future of your kids, right? Everything Chris has done has been the right moves, as far as I'm concerned. Coming here, doing all those things, it's the best for both your futures, right? At this time, maybe not 5 years from now, whatever.
Yeah.
But if you really want to inspire people to do this stuff, you got to show both sides of it. That's just my reality, because what that does is, okay, this sucked about it, but this was great about it. And this is kind of how I worked through it. And you don't got to give out your personal financial info and shit like that, but that gives people a sense of security, a sense of understanding. Rather, it helps eliminate the fear of the unknown, right?
Yeah.
A little bit better, rather than just like, I can't do that. That's impossible, kind of deal. Like Gary, I don't know how Gary did that or how Chris did that, but by guiding some people with a little bit more description on both sides, I think is way more inspiring and probably going to get people to do more what you're wanting them to do.
It's a good point, man. I guess when you look at those, because there's lots of people in the world that, are fairly easy to look up to, or whatever you want to kind of define that as. And hearing you say that kind of, I guess, makes you think, like, yeah, I can remember listening to some of these people and going, yeah, but how? And to your point, I think filling in the gaps of some of the downsides or the maneuvers that you got to make in order to make it all a reality. I mean, sadly, even though, to your point of, like, not disclosing, like, financial information and stuff, it does almost all end up back in that arena. And you guys know, I think both
you guys are smart enough to figure out how to do it without giving up personal information.
Well, here's an idea. And maybe since you have the outsider perspective of this, then maybe it'd be like, if we could do a 2-part, you could, like, interview the Gary Switch story, and then you could do one with me.
I would love that.
We could do the whole, the inner workings of what obviously, you know, a little bit of context and background, because a lot of that is important in terms of, you know, as Gary was alluding to earlier, like what we did when we were young. Like if you had your own lemonade stand, or you were shoveling fucking snow or raking leaves or cutting grass or fucking paper route before you were like 12, then I would say you got something in you that is worth considering
Right.
or exploring at least, or coming up with a fucking business plan or something. And you know what I mean? And taking it
Yeah,
from
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I think that'd be super cool. I would love to do that actually. Actually, I'd love to get Dom on here to do it.
Pressure test him. Well,
Because honest to God, like it's that what you guys did is not for me, right? It's not me. That's not who I am, right?
I think you're full of shit.
And that,
but
you know what though? This motherfucker is going to be retired, like legit retired in like 5 years. And then we're going to understand while we're still busting knuckles. And this motherfucker is going to be just hanging
he might
out.
have had it all figured out.
He's just going to be hanging out in our shops, you know, busting our balls. That's it.
I plan on being retired within under a decade.
Right.
And I'm
Hey,
well on my way for that.
let me just try and clear something up here, because my soul's kind of screaming at me based on what I said there about divulging financial information. I don't want to leave people thinking that, you know, I had some tech company that I invested in or whatever. Like I was not coming at it from that standpoint at all. Actually, I didn't have anything in that manner figured out or any little leg up. It was all just a matter of, okay, you know, we got a little bit of savings here that can go there, and it's gonna drip into, you know, us affording fuel to get down here. Like it's that style of financial shit that I guess I really don't have any problem getting into it either, in all honesty.
Yeah, well,
I just
don't give it all up now, buddy. We're gonna do a one-on-one.
Yeah.
I guess
and again, I just wanted to say, like, if there's one guy I know that I truly believe in my whole heart needs to do what you guys did, and that in a way that works for his family, is Dominic.
yeah.
He is so fucking talented, dude. Like, I don't want to keep blowing smoke up, you know, making his head big.
He is.
So fucking talented. It would be an utter sin.
It's a shame what yeah, exactly. Like I know I look at that dude and I think, man, one, I think you're going to regret not doing something with this if you never do. And two, you're doing the world a disservice by not doing something with it. And that's a heady topic in itself, but like I think any level-headed individual would tell you that the world needs less fucking Walmart and more people selling eggs and making their own honey and all that shit. You know, we need less employees. We need more people doing shit.
Yeah. But this is a perfect example of why I said what I said to you, because Dominic has a very secure job, right? He's got a baby, a new baby on the way, a wife, a new house. It's a very scary thing. But maybe if he heard your guys' stories or other people heard your guys' stories, it'll give him a little bit of, if not for anything, it'll maybe, you know, help him think of a path that works for him or doesn't. But that's a good place to end it, because I don't want to go any further into this. So I talk to you both one-on-one. You bitches better be ready, because you know I'm going to ask the questions.
All right.
Shit, dude. Or even like a trio format like this again too, because I mean, Chris and I talk about this stuff all the time, right? And
however you guys want to do it.
Yeah, however it works out, I'm good with it.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
I know, because I think I don't think I know, like our corporate switch conversations in any way, shape, or form always seem to do well. And I think most people that listen to us, you know, have a gig where they're working with their hands, right? And so they can just kind of have us in the background, listening away, whatever. And I find that's the best way to like indirectly download intel, you know, is just like do something where you're busy and have the headphones in, whatever. But yeah, hearing, I don't know, maybe because dude, just by the questions you've asked tonight, tells me that you, a close buddy, has more questions than answers. So it's like, fuck, okay, maybe we have done a terrible job of just showing one side of this story, right?
Well, we're going to find out.
100%.
I say we wrap it up right there, boys.
Deal.
All right.
See
Okay,
you guys
ladies and
next
gents.
time.
Yep. Take care.